What's good? We back in the building. 3kingsboxing.com. It's your host, 2K. Of course, I'm joining my man, Bo. How you doing today, dog? Look, you was a little riled up right before we started this motherfucker, man. Got me on a point where I gotta add a topic now.
Goddamn right, man. I'm tired, man. Listen, man. It's 2019 now. I'm tired of these suckers. I'm tired of these beta male want to be claim they love boxing, but always looking for its demise. I'm sick of these motherfuckers, man.
Yeah,
I really am.
Yeah, I feel that shit 100%, man. You know, there's a lot of in the closet ass niggas in boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when we in the closet, normally, you talking about motherfuckers that's homosexual that don't want to come out, right? What's good, my Breazeale?
Right,
What's good? Still proving? What's good? What's good? But when we talking about in boxing, there's a lot of in the closet niggas in terms of they really not big fans of boxing like they say they are. You know what I'm saying? You got the ones that want to see boxing's demise. Then you got the ones that only watch certain fighters that don't know shit about a lot of the other divisions in the sport. Don't watch, women's boxing or don't even give a fuck about it. There's a lot of closet niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we going to get on that. I had to add the topic, but we going to get on that. All right? One thing I want to say before I start, I had a good-ass ending on that last podcast, man. So it was so goddamn good. I don't give a fuck if nobody thought it was good. I thought it was good. It was so goddamn good. That's all that matters. Good. Yeah, exactly. It was so goddamn good that was good, Texan. It was so good that I just got to say it in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be some disagreements on this one because I got a lot of shit to say. But remember what I told y'all. When I talk boxing, what is it like, Bo? It's like playing dominoes. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of aggression, getting up under a nigga's skin, all of that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, whenever we finish playing dominoes, we good. That's all it is. All right? So there's going to be a whole lot of getting under motherfucking skins and aggression and yelling and smacking dudes around. But we going to be good by the end of this podcast. All right? Let's jump right into this shit. And Bo's boy Deontay WIlder.
Hold on, pause, nigga, pause. Bo's boy. Hold on, pause.
Yo, all right. I wouldn't phrase it like that. My Breazeale likes him though. My Breazeale's boy Deontay WIlder is out here in these streets.
In them streets.
That boy out here talking about killing niggas again, man. Now, there's some good points on both sides of the argument, right? And at the end of the day, the WBC came out and said, look, we tired of hearing this shit, man. We about to hold a hearing. We're going to try to make Deontay WIlder accountable for, whatever consequences we feel like we need to deal with. Now, in my opinion, well, let me say this before I throw my opinion out there. The question really is the WBC even going to really do anything? But before y'all answer that, I just want to talk about the arguments on both sides, right? You got some cats out there that are like, look, man, it's fucking boxing. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers going there trying to basically you out there, you're getting hit in the face, right? You're getting hit in the head. Every doctor in the world will tell you, hey, getting hit in the head consecutive amount of times in a fight or just being hit in the head, you know what I'm saying, for a career is not going to be good for your health, right? So when you say that, evidently you understand when you get in that ring that you could die. Hell, we all knew that. Me and Bo understood that when we were amateur fighters. A good trainer is going to tell you, hey, this is a brutal sport. That's why you don't play it, right? You don't play this sport. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so any trainer will tell you before you get into that squared circle, understand that things can go wrong and you could die from this sport. We understand that, right? And this is what this argument is basically saying. Hey, every doctor in the world is going to tell you shouldn't get hit in the head so much, but these fighters understand that and they still get in the ring, right? So, of course, even if you're not outwardly saying, hey, I'm trying to kill a motherfucker, at the end of the day, that's what you're doing, right? That's one argument. The other side of the argument is, and this is from Frank Bruno, former heavyweight champion, right? Frank Bruno said, hey, understand this. Yes, this is a brutal sport, but we should never be outward and talking about we're trying to kill somebody. He said, at the end of the day, it's still a sport. And when that fight is over, we shake hands and we get to go home, back home to our families and our kids. That's that argument. So basically, Frank Bruno's like, hey, it is a brutal sport. Things can happen, but you should never be outward in saying you want motherfuckers to die from it. What do you think about this, bro? Whose argument is the more plausible?
You know, see, this is one of those things, man. And this is why I love this show, because we're not afraid to tackle these type of topics, right?
Hell nah.
Here's the reality, right? Now, I could be critical of Frank Bruno saying it, considering the fact that, you know, many felt he was juicing. And he was also a part of this sport. But the reality is, man, is what Deontay Wilder's saying is that it depends on where you stand with what he's saying. Now, me personally, as a former fighter and just, you know, as a person, a more opposed person, I do not condone nor do I approve of what Deontay Wilder's saying. I've actually been in the military. I've had to kill a person before. And let me tell y'all something. That ain't something that, you know, that comes very fucking easy when you have to do shit like that. It really isn't, right? And you try to keep it to where it's, you know, a situation between me or them. But you have to have a special type of mentality to be a fighter, because your job is to punch this other motherfucker into unconsciousness. You know what I'm saying? Like, your job is to be able to render the other person from being able to use the natural function that God gave them.
Right.
That's your job. So you have to have a special, it takes a special type of individual to be able to understand that and then go out and execute that. I don't care how nice anybody think a fighter is. Every fighter has a mean streak. Why? Because he's looking to knock the other motherfucker out.
Yeah, exactly. That's the name of the game.
Babies.
I mean, at the end of the day, as a fighter, right? You aim to hurt the opponent, basically to incapacitate the opponent with taking minimal damage. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's really the name of the game.
Exactly. Yeah. That's really the name of the game. And then the heavyweight division is the one division where they hit the fucking hardest. Right. That's a division where motherfuckers, the heavyweight division is the one division where one punch literally can change everything. So although I get both arguments, and both arguments to me is very plausible, but at the same time, I think if you take the position of, okay, I know that, but I just don't want to fucking hear that. Hear a fighter talk like that. Hear a fighter say that. And that part I understand, but then we have to go down through history and start condemning all these motherfuckers that have said some shit like that. Okay, yeah. When Kovalev made that comment about Andre Ward, remember what he said? He said, "Man, I don't want it to hurt. I want to end this dude's career.
Right.
I want to end this dude's career." Like, and Andre was like, "Damn, this motherfucker don't want me to be able to take care of my family." You know, you know what I'm saying? So I don't. I don't approve nor do I condone what Deontay Wilder said. It's saying, right? But at the same time, the point being is, hey man, this is boxing. We all know what these risks are when we step in that ring. We all know what could possibly happen when you step in that ring. And we all know that, hey, I may be the person to inflict that, because that's my job is to hit you as hard as I fucking can. You know what I'm saying? To do that. But there are tools put in place by boxing to prevent that from happening. For example, the referee, when he realizes you take too much fucking damage, is supposed to say, okay, stop the fight. Your goddamn corner, when they realize you're taking too much damage, is supposed to say, okay, stop. Because sometimes we as fighters got to be protected from our goddamn selves, man. That's just the reality of it. We do. We got to be protected from ourselves, right? You know, you have you gotta fucking low blows, and I think my man Texan is saying low blows and rabbit punches and all that, man. Those I think, and the thing about rabbit punches is you could be throwing a punch and the dude could turn away from the punch and you could hit him in the back of the head accidentally. You ain't trying to do that, right? But you know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to do that. But at the end of the day, I think people are just uncomfortable with Deontay Wilder saying it. I think everybody realizes it, but they're uncomfortable with him saying it. And I really don't think that the WBC shouldn't, like, there's nothing the WBC can do for a motherfucker talking. I mean, even though we don't like it, that's his First Amendment right. He can say whatever the fuck he wants. So for the WBC to all of a sudden have a moral ground oh, we're gonna have a hearing about what, motherfucker? About what? Him speaking? What the fuck you gonna have a hearing about? So I think this is a situation where you got a guy that, you know, a lot of people don't like anyway. And then he's saying something that a lot of people are uncomfortable with. And this is just a knee-jerk quick response from people, man.
What you said is key. Before I get to that, I'm gonna go into the chat real quick. Michael, toucan them in this mofo. That's what's up, bro. It's your job to not get killed in the ring. Exactly. The Texan said, my thing about it is this primal mentality has been in fighters for centuries. If even if they're just stereotypically boxing them or outboxing them, they're both still going to lose cells at the end of the day. Right. There's a reason why we have referees to prevent this event. Then Breazeale said, talk is talk. The game of the sport is to protect yourselves at all times. You realize when you choose boxing, there will be risks and rewards. You choose boxing, boxing don't choose you. All valid points. What you said is key, bro. You said people don't like Wilder saying it, but they know that's the case. And that's where I was going with this. It's a situation where everybody knows what could really happen. So why are we glamorizing it? You see what I'm saying? That's where he's rubbing people wrong. Don't glamorize the idea of the worst case scenario happening. You know, don't glamorize what's happened to Adonis Stevenson, Pritchard Colon, right? Nick Blackwell. I can't remember the
Russian guy that Mike Perez fought.
Yeah, Magomed Abdusalamov, right?
Yeah.
What's the cat's name that Panama Lewis loaded the gloves of Louis Resto? Billy Collins. Okay. Billy Collins ended up, his is a little different because he ended up committing suicide over losing that fight, you know. So that's a little bit different, but the rest of those guys are you know, they're valid. We don't want to glamorize what happens with those guys. We don't want to go out there and say, you know, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? With the guy that died who fought Sergey Kovalev early in his career, right? But at the same time, you got to understand, these fighters are trained fighters. It's almost like the Marines. And take it from two guys that have been through this training, right? They take you in there. They train you.
And one that they've been in
that was in the service as well. He went through this training and went through the service. I myself was not in the service. So he could tell you, they train you in a similar fashion in terms of eradicating your foe, right? Only difference is in the military, they give you weapons and shit to kill this motherfucker, right? In boxing, they mentally get you prepared to fight until the bell rings, till the referee separates you, or until your corner stops the fight, right? And when you've gone through that mental preparation for so long, you develop this mentality where you're like, fuck it, I fight until somebody stops it. You see what I'm saying? So that's the problem. Let me say this. That's the situation here with Wilder or with any other fighter. We all had that mentality, right, as fighters. But the problem is Deontay Wilder is glorifying it in the media. That's the fucking problem. That's the problem. Yeah. Now, I got a lot of cats on here, you know, on Instagram and on Facebook and stuff like that, and they're responding to other people that don't like the comments. They're saying, oh, y'all some pussy ass niggas. Let me tell y'all little niggas something, man. Ain't none of you bitch made faggot ass niggas out there talking about killing nobody. You might say it, but you ain't really about that life. You know what I'm saying? You might be walking around here listening to motherfucking, you know, rap music and shit. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you really not about that life, dog. So before you sit there and tell a motherfucker that is actually saying, hey, boxing is a sport, we don't want anybody to die, calling that person a pussy, look at yourself first, nigga. Because I guarantee a lot of them cats that are on there calling dudes a pussy because they actually care about the well-being of these other fighters, guarantee you they some pussies themselves in reality. You see? That's why social media is a motherfucker, dog. It allows you to hide who you really are. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of them niggas out there, bro. At the end of the day, I understand both sides of the argument, But the problem is you don't want to glorify what we already know could happen. That is the worst case scenario, man. That's what it is. Even Marines will tell you they don't come back home and say, yeah, nigga, yeah, I'm ready to kill a motherfucker. They don't do that. They understand what they were trained to do, right? But they also understand that there is a place for that mindset, right? That mindset is on the motherfucking battlefield. Army, Marines, whichever branch you serve. They understand, most of them anyway. A lot of the niggas is fucked up in the head. They come back, you know, to the world. They still trying to kill niggas and shit. But majority of them understand where that needs to be and where that needs to lie, right? In boxing, it lies in the ring. You don't say it outside the ring. As a Marine, it lies on the battlefield. You don't say it when you're in the house with your family or when you with your niggas. You see what I'm saying? All right.
Exactly.
So that's the fucking problem, man. What's good, Prophet? You know what I'm saying? That's the fucking problem I have. I agree with Frank Bruno 100% because he's saying exactly what I felt when I first heard the scenario. We all understand what can happen. No need to be out there glorifying it, right? Now, the question I had, let's get to that. Is the WBC even gonna do anything, bro? Like, what's the point of a fucking hearing, dog?
Well, here's the problem is the hypocrisy of the WBC when you can come up with names like Mike Tyson. You never once tried to reel that motherfucker in. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, they sure did.
So when I thought, you know what I'm saying? Y'all never once tried to reel that motherfucker in. Floyd Mayweather. Y'all never once tried to reel that motherfucker in. Bernard Hopkins. Remember when Hopkins said, I'll never lose to a white boy? Remember that? So y'all never tried to reel that motherfucker in. So stop, man. Stop with this giving into the public. Oh, no. We care. No. Stop, motherfucker. Stop. Like, wait a minute. Is this the same WBC that was backing the guy in Canelo Alvarez that failed the drug test over the fucking champion, Gennady Golovkin? Now you want to find a moral high ground?
That wasn't the WBC, nigga. That was the WBL. That wasn't the WBC.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Y'all stop, man. Y'all got a history. We be crooks. That's what it stands for. Y'all motherfuckers got a history of some shit. So just because a person says something, you can't now all of a sudden you want to take some kind of moral high ground off what a person says when you guys have a history of cats not just saying but actually doing some fucked up shit. Hell, Angel Garcia, you know, bitch ass nigga. The WBC wasn't trying to do nothing about that.
yeah, shit about that. Exactly. They didn't. I mean, my thing. Let me say something about that too, though. We all know Puerto Ricans they more identify with black folks, bro. We know that all over the place. Even if you go to Puerto Rico, it's kind of the same deal. Like a lot of those Latin countries, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, they identify with black folks. And when he was saying that, I wasn't offended because I already knew where it's coming, especially in the New York, Philly, New Jersey area. Come on, man. You know, that's reaching. We already know what that shit was about. But at the same time,
he's the Philly Rican. He's a Philly Rican. Ain't no way he's racist.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these boxing sanctioning bodies, these networks, etc., they want to be politically correct all the time. Like when Adrian Broner said, you know, a Mexican can get it and all that other shit. To me, I'm like, what's the problem? The motherfucker's Mexican. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the problem here. But, you know, they tried to shut him up, right? Because they want to be politically correct. And in that situation, they should have been politically correct or as politically correct as they were with Adrian Broner, correct? And the same thing that they're trying to do here. That's why, I mean, to me, the WBC is just covering their ass, right? Just in case motherfuckers go out there or I mean, they are out there, but before they actually call for the hearing. And I think that's why they waited for a little bit to see what the fan reaction was going to be. Before there was too many people out there saying, this is ridiculous. Something needs to be done. The WBC is not saying anything. Well, hold on. Yeah, we are. We holding a hearing. You see what I'm saying? But I did. My man, weed degree. Yeah, you early, dog. Good shit. But at the end of the day, the WBC is like, hold on. We did do something. We just ordered a hearing, motherfucker. And then I guarantee you behind the scenes, it's like this. Wilder, come over here, man. Come over here, dog. Man, you know we love you, right? We know you like you, nigga. Hey, this is what we got to do, bro. This is what we got to do. We gonna act like we gonna have some type of hearing and shit, and then we actually gonna go through the hearing and all that. But this is just for fan consumption, dog. Understand that. Wilder's like, man, what you mean? Nah, chill, nigga, chill. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, B. It's just for fan consumption, so that there's not a backlash with the fans trying to say we didn't do something about it. Wilder's like, I see. Yeah, man, that's it. We ain't gonna do shit to you, though, dog. We gonna do shit to you, dog. Hey, good luck, man. I hope you kill that nigga. That's what WBC said behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? That's what they said. Matter of fact, they probably said, we hope you kill that nigga and we hope you kill Dillian White. They probably said that because for some reason they don't like Dillian White. Fuck
no, hell, you know.
Yeah, they're not gonna do shit to Deontay Wilder. To me, it's smoke and mirrors, in my opinion. I think it's, like I said, it's just a situation where they're trying to cover their ass so that they don't look bad in a situation where it's the second time, at least to my knowledge, the second time Deontay Wilder, while holding their belt, has said he desires to kill a motherfucker in the ring. You know what I'm saying? They trying to cover their ass. Now, that's all it is, man. But at the end of the day, like I said, I believe the problem is that he's glorifying something that we all know is the worst case scenario that can happen in the ring. That's my position on it. You know what I'm saying? You got anything you want to add, Bo?
No, man. We murdered that shit beautifully.
Yeah, let me go to the chat, man. My man Hamza Malik, what's good, dog? I don't know if that's a brother or not, but I'm gonna act like it's one. King Phillip. Jaime Munguia is the best 154 pounds because what the fuck are you talking about?
He laughing. Though.
I know he laughing, but I'm trying to figure out where that shit coming from. Look, my man, Red Glove Militant, the WBC, I don't know if it's a man or not, but the WBC is all smoke and mirrors. They sanction the fights and collect the fees. Exactly. That's all they are there to do.
Shit. The diamond belt. The diamond belt.
Yeah.
Imperial.
Yeah.
WBC Imperial style. Get the fuck out of here.
Man, they got the
diamond. Lead the division, he lead the division. Fuck him having some status.
They got the interim belt, the diamond belt, the gold belt, the fucking silver belt, the vagina belt. They got all sorts of belts. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind holding a vagina belt.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind holding a vagina without the belt, goddamn.
No, let's move to the next one, man. One dislike, that's what I'm talking about. Good shit.
Probably, you know what's fucked up? I bet that one dislike is a motherfucker who ain't got the balls. And I'm gonna say it. You ain't got the balls to be in the comment right here in the comment to let us know why. You know,
they don't.
Oh yeah, I'm boom. Oh, beta male ass nigga. Man, you know what, Prodigy, man? Man, fuck it, man. Listen, man. I've been being nice and holding my tongue, but I got a lot of fucking years of fucked up shit built up in me. And you beta males, y'all getting it this year from me, man. Fuck y'all. Like, real fuck y'all. If I see one of you motherfuckers on site, fuck Wilder. Fuck what time I'm killing you. I'm gonna run you. I'm gonna maim you. Because I want you to live with that beta male shit in the hospital, not moving no more, causing problems. You know what I'm saying? Reproducing other bitch ass beta males and shit. Get your punk asses out of here, man.
Oh shit. I have rubbed off too much on this nigga, as y'all can hear. Hey, if y'all go to Truth and Facts about Truth and Facts Sports Talk, if y'all go there, he don't talk nothing like this.
No.
But all of it, but the year, well, I've known Bo for a lot longer than a year, but the year that we've been working side by side, this motherfucker has transitioned into this monster you hear today.
Cause dog, I've been seeing with Three Kings Boxing in the position I hold at Three Kings Boxing, man. I've been seeing this shit, and it's like, man,
yeah,
it's one thing to see it; it's another thing to actually have to deal with them motherfuckers. And that shit wears on you, dog.
Yeah, I feel you. Word up, Champ Ross. Everybody in this bitch. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all need to be on this motherfucker. This is the realest podcast on the tube, man. Champ Ross, God Claus Shango, 702 Boxing Boys. What's good? All right, let's move on to the next one. What you got for me, Bo?
Man, look here, man. The IBF was out there yesterday in those streets.
I can't even go after that, bro. I can't even go after that, bro. Go ahead, man.
They was out there in them streets saying, yeah. We know Canelo is talking about something being undisputed. We know Canelo got this list of fighters, but no, fuck that. No. Here, check this out, man. Look here. No shit is moving till you fight our nigga. You fight our nigga, ain't no shit moving till he fight our nigga. And you know what? That's Sergiy Derevyanchenko. You fight that nigga. Then, Oscar them gave him a phone call. Look here, man, we dropped this motherfucking belt and blah, 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 and all that shit. And wait. We made a mistake. We sorry. We can't really have a Mando since we didn't have a Mando fight. The order of Mando, and you did fight Daniel Jacobs, and he wasn't ordered to fight nobody. So you have a year. We apologize. We gave you 30 days. Them niggas gave him 30 days and apologized in 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Mario Peoples has finally cracked. Not by that Mario Peoples. Peoples has finally cracked.
This nigga said, Mario, hold on. No, fuck that, nigga. I'm not letting you get away from that shit. Did this motherfucker just say Mario Van Peebles?
Man, Mario.
You mean Daryl Peoples, nigga?
Daryl, yeah, that's what I meant. Was Daryl Peoples.
Yo, all right, go ahead, man.
You know what
go
I'm
ahead,
saying?
bro.
So, but you know what though? The reality is, to a certain degree, yeah. Because when I heard it, I was shocked. I was like, "Yo, when did they have a mandatory status fight at 160?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, when did they have that shit?
Right.
So, yeah. But then on top of that, my thing is, did they really do Canelo a favor by admitting they made a mistake? Because we know Oscar was out there talking about some, no, we not finna fight Demetrius Andrade next.
Yeah.
So did the IBF, did this act, is this gonna work in Canelo favor? Because the reality is now, like before when he had that Mando, he could have been like, hey man, I can't drop my belt, I gotta fight this Mando. That would have been his out. Now it's like, okay, you ain't got no out. So is it Demetrius Andrade? Because if you go up to 168 and fight maybe Callum Smith, I'm not sure if that's a smart move either, because that's probably what the second best super middleweight right there at that division. And that's a tougher, like Callum Smith ain't no Daniel Jacobs. I mean, this nigga actually know how to box.
Exactly. He knows how to use his height and length. The thing is, and he's got power in both hands. Callum Smith is actually, in terms of achievements, the best super middleweight out there, and it's skill. We are perceiving that he's second best behind David Benavidez. But in reality, when you look at the division, he's the top man up there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. So you got that. Okay. So it's like, dog, where you gonna go? And and honestly speaking, if you don't fight Demetrius Andrade, then you definitely gonna have people talking about it's a duck. Now, me personally, I've been telling guys, man, he's not gonna fight Demetrius Andrade next. He just got through fighting Daniel Jacobs. They're not gonna put him in another hard fight. Know what I'm saying? That's stupid. I mean, these motherfuckers got $350 million invested in Canelo. They got to get their money's worth. If he take an L, if Canelo takes the loss, right? It's a dip to them as far as the from the financial aspect of who to push, because right now they're pushing him as the man of this division and pretty much the face of his own sports and boxing. So he takes an L, that whole division takes a serious hit. Why? Because ain't nobody gonna watch Demetrius Andrade as an undisputed champion fight who? Fight Golovkin? Ain't nobody gonna watch that shit. So now you can't even sell that no more, right? So they're not gonna make that fight next. Callum Smith is a tough fight. Hell, I maybe Gilberto Ramirez. Maybe they can make that fight. There was a lot of names that they named, right? But by the IBF saying we made this mistake, I think that they took Canelo's out away from him as to why he had to fight. That's what's up. Super Ugly TV. Subscribe. That's what's up.
My man.
Yeah, so they took his out away, and I don't know if this is good for Canelo or bad for Canelo. Only time to tell when we find out who his next opponent is, man. What you think, Prodigy?
Man, listen, this is a situation where the IBF bitched up like the WBC, bro. And you already mentioned when the WBC bitched up. Oh, yeah, it was when Canelo failed that drug test. Now, actually, it was before that, dog. The WBC was trying to basically tell Canelo that he had to fight Gennady Golovkin well before when they actually fought the first time. Remember that? And then he said, man, fuck this belt. Y'all can have this bullshit, nigga. I ain't about to fight that motherfucker right now because I ain't trying to fight the motherfucker right now. This is after he beat Miguel Cotto. So he drops the belt. Of course, Gennady Golovkin gets it. Then that's when they actually fought for it for the first time. But the WBC tried to say, oh, well, we won't sanction the fight then. Canelo said, oh, y'all not going to sanction it? WBC said, well, hold on a second. Hold on. Wait. We kind of, went a little in over our heads a little bit. Canelo, you understand that, right? We got to do this for publicity, but in reality, bro, we not trying to fuck with you. I mean, you that nigga, bro. Canelo was like, that's what I motherfucking thought. Then the second time, of course, was the failed drug test. They tried to take the nigga out the rankings. Canelo knocking on Mauricio Sulaiman's door. Hey, bro. Hey, I just looked at the rankings, man. I didn't see my name up there. Oh my God. Hey, hold on. Nah. We can't do that shit. We can't do the Spanish because they don't know what it is.
No. I mean,
go ahead.
Canelo ain't knocking on Hasidiman's door. He's sending them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
He's telling one of his bitch, hey, look here, quit sucking my toes. And go tell that motherfucker Suleiman to bring his ass up them stairs.
Yeah, right.
Tell him use the stairs, fuck the elevator. He didn't piss me off.
You're right about that, dog. Motherfucker was like, yo, hold up. He had one bitch sucking his toe. He had another bitch rubbing his neck. He had another bitch massaging his shoulders. He said, hold up, bitch number 3. Call this big fat motherfucker and tell him to get over here. As soon as they rang the phone, nigga, Mauricio Sulaiman fat ass was right there. Yeah, yes, sir. Hey, man,
you know how that phone do that heavy? Hello, Canelo.
Yeah. He answered that shit on the first ring, dog. On the first ring. Is this Canelo? Yeah, motherfucker, this Canelo. I'm looking at the pad right now. I got a pad in front of me. I don't see my name in these rankings, motherfucker. Oh, hold on. Hey, anybody take Canelo out the rankings? I didn't authorize that shit. And immediately, what do we see? Canelo's right back in the rankings. Actually, he's number 1. Not number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's number 1. Right after failing a drug test. So to me, as we already know, the WBC, as Bo mentioned, we be crooks, right? they are most definitely catering to Canelo at any turn, bro, under any circumstances, right? Canelo says jump, they jump. You see what I'm saying? The IBF, they did the same thing, in my opinion. Listen, man. Listen, I think it was Champ Ross said earlier in the chat. I'm not scrolling up the chat right now, but I think he said that. He said Derevyanchenko and Jack Koke was for was an IBF eliminator, which it was. That's a very good point. If it's an IBF eliminator, that means that you understand, because that fight was before Canelo Jacobs. That means that you understand whether Jacobs retains the IBF title or Canelo takes the title. The fucking eliminator will fight that person first, the winner of the eliminator. Correct? That's the whole reason why you have eliminators in the first fucking place. Secondly, Sergiy Derevyanchenko is ranked number 1 by the IBF. If he's ranked number 1 by the IBF and he just fought in an eliminator, how the fuck do you make this mistake? You don't. You don't make a mistake. You don't accidentally say, hey, we about to order Canelo fight Sergiy Derevyanchenko. And then come back an hour later or maybe a day later and be like, oh, shit, my bad. Hold up. Nigga, who ordered this shit? You don't do that. No, sir. Because all of the reasons for why you would order it are out there. Do they take us as dumbasses? I know a lot of these niggas in the media dumb as fuck, bro. I know that. You know what I'm saying? But not at 3 Kings Boxing. We know what the fuck is going on. Okay? So if the nigga's ranked number 1 and he just fought in an eliminator, how do you accidentally make a mistake of ordering the goddamn fight? You don't. What happened was Oscar De La Hoya. Listen, I'm gonna say something, man. Oscar De La Hoya, I don't like Oscar De La Hoya, man. Straight up.
Correct.
Fuck being politically correct. I don't like him. There's a lot of things that he's done I don't agree with. Okay. And then I'm not talking about in terms of, how he's, pushed boxers or anything like that in the business. No, I'm talking about morally as a character, his character. I don't like his character. All right. Also, the goddamn Canelo Jacobs event was trash. I'm pissed off about that too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I promise you, whatever do you mean?
Yeah. That shit was whack as fuck.
It was good to me. I had no issue.
I'm sure you didn't, motherfucker. You know what? Next time, like I said, next time, y'all going. I ain't going to that shit. Y'all going as media. I'm not going. But no, I'm not a big fan of Oscar De La Hoya. I liked him as a fighter. Same thing with Floyd Mayweather. I like Floyd Mayweather as a fighter. I'm not a fan of his character. I don't like him as a person. Okay, but at least the person that he's shown us, right? But here's the deal: Oscar De La Hoya is a bad motherfucker when it comes to this business. He's got a lot of clout, man.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? That's a bad motherfucker when it comes to this business. You know what I'm saying? So what he did was, behind the scenes, he was like, hey, Daryl, hey, come here, bro. Come here. Nigga, why the fuck would you order Canelo, the cash cow in boxing, the most popular fighter in boxing, who I just happen to have, me, Oscar De La Hoya, by the way. Why would you order he fight one of your whack-ass mandatories, dog, when you know we run shit around this bitch? Daryl Peoples was like, oh, man, you know what, man? Listen, let me get back to the people, to my people. I got to figure out who ordered the shit. I heard it was you. Nah, it wasn't me, man. It wasn't me. I swear it wasn't me. You know, sometimes these niggas be running amok under the IBF, and sometimes I really don't know what be going on. Let me get back to my... Matter of fact, as I see right now, this is a mistake. I don't even need to get back to nobody. It was a mistake. My bad, Oscar. Matter of fact, I'm about to put the shit out there right now. Mistake, bro. You ain't got to worry about Sergiy Derevyanchenko, whatever his name is. I don't even know the nigga name. I don't even know his name, Oscar. Fuck it. Don't worry about it. No ordering, dog. Everything good. You fight whoever you want. That's exactly what happened, man. I'm telling y'all right now. There's no way you make that mistake. You know what I'm saying? Now, the question Bo was asking earlier was, is this a good mistake? Or is it good that it was seen as a mistake and they're basically taking the ordering off the table? You know what I'm saying? My answer to that is yes. And here's why. I don't want to see Canelo fight Sergiy Derevyanchenko. I don't want to see him fight that. Sergiy Derevyanchenko is a one-dimensional fighter. I'm not trying to see it. You know what I'm saying? Canelo beats the dust off of Sergiy Derevyanchenko. That's easy work to me. All right?
Most definitely.
Also, we got a bunch of fighters out there that Canelo can face. And Bo makes a good point. He may not even fight these guys next, but the idea that he could fight them next is still on the table because he hasn't named his next opponent yet. Callum Smith, Billy Hold'em put his name in the pot. I don't think that fight does anything for Canelo because Billy Ho's no longer a champion. And then, of course, you got Undisputed. That's the fight we hope happens, right? We want Canelo to be an undisputed champion. Why? Not because he's Canelo. As we said, we don't support not one fighter in the sport. We support boxing. That's why we want him to be undisputed. This will be the third undisputed champion in what, 2-3 years? 2-3 years.
Yep.
The third undisputed champion, dog. Okay? So we want him to be undisputed at middleweight. And that is, in order to get that, he'd have to fight and beat Demetrius Andrade. Plus, on top of that, Demetrius Andrade is an excellent fucking fight. So we get an excellent fight, an excellent matchup, and the prospect of another undisputed champion. We're trying to see that. We don't want nobody blocking that shit, right? And then on top of that, the IBF seems to always be the motherfuckers trying to block it. Tyson Fury, when he beat Vladimir Klitschko, who the IBF order? That motherfucker that broke his kneecap against Charles Martin. What was his name? Glasgow?
Glasgow.
It don't matter. It don't matter what his name is, Bo. The nigga broke his kneecap and hasn't fought since. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he lost to Charles Martin? Ew. Anyway, point being is this. They blocked Tyson Fury, right, from going forward with all the belts that he had. They tried to block Terrence Crawford. Fans were all over that shit, so they recanted that bullshit, right? They tried to block him with a Sergey Limp Dick. Then they tried to block Gennady Golovkin, which they were successful in doing that with the same guy, Sergiy Derevyanchenko. You see what I'm saying? So this is my point, man. No, Eric, cut that shit out. So this is my point. The IBF seems to always be the sanctioning body when we're on the cusp of getting an undisputed champion. They seem to be the ones always trying to block it. I'm tired of seeing that shit. I'm glad they took the ordering back. So now we get an opportunity to possibly see it, even though we might not see it next. I'm thinking they might pick a fucking John Ryder next. And that's one of the reasons why Canelo didn't vacate the WBA regular title at 168, because he wanted to have the wiggle room, right, to be able to fight other people instead of just being relegated to 160. You see what I'm saying? So he might fuck around and fight John Ryder next. Who knows? But the idea that we have it on the table that he could be undisputed next, I'm glad they're not blocking that shit, man. You got anything you want to add, Bo?
Oh, hell no, man. Nothing.
Look, man, you're going to need to stop taking your ass off mute. I can hear your punk ass every time hitting the goddamn button, man. Keep your ass off mute.
I don't, you dude, I be typing respond. I don't want you so they can hear that typing in the background to, you know what I'm saying, fuck up your concentration.
I'm fucking with you, man. All right, man. We're going to go to the next one, man. Yo, now at first, well, let me say this. I still believe it was the wrong action. And I will always say it was the wrong action. You know what I'm saying? But when that damn videotape came out, bro. When that videotape came out, look, I already knew what she was doing anyway. You know what I'm saying? I already knew what she was trying to do. But when that videotape came out, dog, I was like, oh yeah, game over. Checkmate. My man Kubrat Pulev is free.
Man, look here.
Free, bro. They smacked him on the wrist. They said, you know what, man? Look, it was a situation here. The CSAC was like, all right, since it already went through litigation and shit, we really can't, basically turn a blind eye to this shit. Man, all you got to do is just basically attend some, class, about sexual abuse. I think it was, it's women's sexual abuse, something like that. And a $2,500 fine, man. That's it. That's all you got to do, dog. You know what I'm saying? And you get to fight in California anytime you want. Now, notice no other sanctioning body joined with the CSAC and suspending him. And now I understand why they didn't, because it wasn't their jurisdiction, right?
That's true.
The event happened in California. So the fucking Nevada State Athletic Commission is not going to jump on and be like, well, we're going to suspend them too. Now, I have seen crazy shit in the past where a lot of different organizations will jump on board with a certain cause, right? So it's not out of the realm that they could have done that, but I understand why they didn't. They're out of jurisdiction, and to be honest with you, they were probably like, man, this bitch is looking for money. We ain't going to do nothing. We're going to sit back and chill. And when that video, I can tell you right now, the CSAC saw the video, bro. You know what I'm saying? She's sitting there grinding on some whack. First of all, I'm like, why is the dude allowing her to grind on him? She has zero ass, bro. Like, it's her shoulders, back, and calf muscles.
You stupid.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm being real. Am I lying, bro? Am I lying, Bo?
I am a happily married man.
You know how you see, shut up, nigga. You know how you see head, shoulders, knees and toes. Nigga, this bitch was shoulders, back, and calf. No, hold on. Shoulders, back, and calf muscles, no ass. You know what I'm saying?
Shoulder, knees, and toes.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Shoulders, back, and calf muscles. Straight up and down, bro. I'm not lying. She had no ass, bro. That's why I don't believe when she said he also grabbed my ass. That's a motherfucking lie. You ain't got no ass to grab. Why would he do so? You got them big old double fucking Z titties and then a little ass, nigga.
She like got Nasatal.
Yeah.
Nasatal. Right. No ass
bro.
At all. My man too tough is right.
Too tough. Exactly.
You got Nasatal.
My 1-year-old daughter got a fatter ass than her. You know what I'm saying? And she's 1. Come on, bro. Why would he grab a second back? You know what I'm saying? Like my man Weed Degree said, grabbed her lower back. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Why would he grab a second back? You know how motherfuckers got double chins? This bitch got a double back. Why would the fuck would he grab her secondary back and not one of them big ass titties? He's lying. She lying, B.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. Most definitely.
She's lying, bro. You know what I'm saying? So when she came out with that shit, I was like, she lying. Then the videotape out where she's basically rubbing her back on a nigga's lap, and Kubrat Pulev is sitting right there.
He said rubbing her back.
She was rubbing her back on a nigga's
he
lap.
Didn't say grind. He said she rubbing her back.
No, she was. No, that ain't grind.
She wasn't giving him a lap dance. He was just rubbing her back.
No, none of that. You gotta have some type of ass to give a lap dance or grind on somebody. This bitch was rubbing her back. Maybe she had an itch in the middle of her back or some shit, and thought the nigga's knees and legs was gonna be able to scratch that itch. Because that's exactly what she was doing, was rubbing her back on that nigga, bro. And Kubrat Pulev is sitting right there. How the hell do you get around that, Bo? How you get around it?
You don't.
You don't. Okay. And that's why we ain't heard shit from the devil. If y'all don't know who the devil is, that's Miss Gloria Allred. Her name, her last name says it all. You know what I'm saying? We ain't heard from the devil. We ain't heard from her, but we did hear from the CSAC. You see what I'm saying? Easy work for Kubrat Pulev. I'm glad whoever was taping it, that motherfucker need to get a raise in Kubrat Pulev's camp, dog. If Kubrat Pulev ain't paying niggas or giving niggas raises, then he needs to move him up the ladder at which he has some type of hierarchy in terms of his team. If that nigga's just a water boy, that nigga needs to become assistant, chief assistant in his corner. He should be able to sit in the corner for every goddamn fight Kubrat Pulev has now, because he recorded the most damning evidence they needed to get him off. You know what I'm saying? And my man right here, Eric, says she need her credentials took. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Wholeheartedly.
She needs her credentials revoked. And everyone, especially in male boxing, should be weary if they give her stupid ass an interview. Don't give her no fucking interviews, bro. This is how you get back at her. Don't give her no interviews. Don't let her go to fights. If she's at fights, just ignore the bitch. You know what I'm saying? Unless she talking about Domin, then I wouldn't ignore her at that moment in time. But I'm just saying. Just ignore the bitch. You know what I'm saying? But it's a situation where Kubrat Pulev came up with that damning evidence, and that shit was clutch as fuck, man. What do you think about it, Bo?
Well, okay, I have to take a different position here, because as a married man and as someone who believes in the Me Too movement, and someone who believes in women equal rights, as someone who is a supporter, of how far women have come in this world and how much they have to go through, I have to speak from the perspective of the beta male in defense of.
Can y'all hear Bo? Bo has accidentally cut off. Anybody know where Bo's at?
I have to speak on this show. We have to take different perspectives. I have to speak in for the beta males who want to defend her and say, this is a travesty that this happened. Now that I've said that, let me tell you motherfuckers why I'm happy this motherfucker's free, okay? All right? I'm going to tell you why I'm happy he's free, because here in America, we have this thing where fuck that innocent to proven guilty is guilty to proven fucking innocent. Everybody and their mama was on this motherfucking show, coming at all them beta males was on this show, coming at me and motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here, Eric. Terry Crews. Now, Eric, I know you don't want to go there with me, bro.
Yo, hey, that is the biggest beta male in the world right now. Is Terry Crews, bro. Straight up and down.
Right, So everybody was coming at me and Prodigy, and we was saying, dog, y'all are upset about the wrong shit, because the reality is he was wrong for what he did for kissing her, which is why that's the fine that he got. The fine he got was for the fact that, yo, man, you kissed her and you shouldn't have did it. So you have to attend this course and pay $2,500, right?
Exactly.
So for the motherfuckers that's outraged at the fact that it wasn't more than that, the problem that y'all have is, number one, this bitch not only lied, but she has a questionable character background as well.
Exactly.
And that's the problem that you have. Then you have video, like my man said, of her even after the fact. She went to this after party. So as distraught as you was, then you had motherfuckers talking about something. Well, she was ordered to be the man. Fuck, nigga, fuck. They don't order you to go to no after party. They damn well don't order you to grind your back on the motherfucking kneecaps and shit. And he probably got scrapes and scratches on his back, on his kneecaps from her rubbing her goddamn ashy ass back on him and shit. Right? But at the end of the fucking day, dog, again, Kubrat Pulev was wrong for kissing. He shouldn't have did that. But all the other shit she was doing, knowing that she was wrong, she was fucked up, and for everybody that wanted to immediately condemn him and thought he should have been done, like y'all motherfuckers thought this nigga should have been thrown out of boxing.
Yeah, period, they did. Sure did. I remember seeing the post about that shit, bro.
Yeah, they thought he should have been thrown out of boxing for all that. See, so that's I'm happy he got off because there's this theme in this country, man. First knee-jerk fucking reaction. If y'all recall on this show, when it was Kovalev, what did I say? I said, man, I'm not going to pass no judgment until we hear all the motherfucking evidence. That's exactly what I said. I said, I ain't going to pass until we hear all the evidence because, he might have did it, but he doesn't show a history of doing something like that. So when we hear all the evidence, then we'll pass the judgment. See, that's what we do here. Go ahead, man.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you're going to say.
No, I was going to say here, that's what we do here. We wait till we have all the evidence. Then we pass an opinion and a judgment. But at the end of the day, man, what happened with the CSAC and the way it went, if you mad, you're mad at the wrong shit because he's been punished for the kiss. All that other shit was bullshit from jump. And once they saw that shit, they knew if we fuck with him on this, we're gonna have a serious motherfucking problem.
Yeah, damn, I done forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. Oh yeah. I was gonna piggyback off of the evidence on that particular show. I can't remember what podcast number it was, 13, 14, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before the evidence came out, remember I told cats on this show that I had talked to a guy that was at the after party, right? I told cats, I said, Jenny Ravelo, aka Jenny Sushi, was there. He told me she was there and he provided pictures. Now, the pictures didn't have her grinding on anybody, but she was sitting right next to Tervel Pulev, which is Kubrat Pulev's younger brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was sitting right next to him. And he posted the pictures in the boxing group and was tagging me and was like, yeah, we were there. You know what I'm saying? I took this picture. And I told cats on this podcast, I said, yo, she was at an after party. There was some beta male ass niggas, as Bo mentioned, came in there. Oh, y'all motherfuckers, man. Kubrat Pulev shouldn't have done this, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about caping for these women, man. Nigga, I got my red cape on right now. You know what I'm saying? As I speak, I'm saving a motherfucker right now. I done gave a bitch $10,000 10 days ago, nigga. And she paid you back? Nah, nigga, I haven't heard from her since, actually. But that's not the point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas like that up in the chat. You know what I mean? And we was trying to tell y'all, dog, she was at the after party. I remember I blocked a motherfucker for saying she wasn't at no after party. You know I don't remember the guy's name, but I blocked him. You know what I'm saying? And lo and behold, like the next day or a couple of days later, the goddamn tape actually comes out that she's at the after party. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, dog, this was a crazy ass situation that me and Bo called from the jump. That she was out there looking for some money, looking for a fucking payday. All right. There's something somebody wanted to say, man. My man Tuta said, he said, surprised the fire didn't start with all that friction talking about her back on that nigga's leg. You know what I'm saying? Look, Bo, guarantee you, bro, when this podcast ends, there going to be some motherfuckers in the chat going to work in the morning, going to sleep, taking a shower. They're going to be like, shoulders, back, and calf muscles, calf muscles. Yo, what you got for me next, Bo?
All right, man. Listen, man. Word is Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia is in the works for a fight. Now, this fight, I almost guarantee this fight is going to be pay-per-view. Why? Because it's Mexico versus Puerto Rico. It's a rivalry fight. And rivalry fights normally always sell depending on where they have it. But this is, this reminded me of something of what you said, Prodigy, is when you made a statement, when a motherfucker takes a loss and they take their first loss, they be scrambling. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To get back on that winning side. So they be like, I'll fight him. Oh, I'll fight him. And that's what this feels like to me with Mikey fighting Danny Garcia, because Danny Garcia is another guy at 147, and he's a big dude at 140. Well, not big, but he's been at 147 a lot longer than Mikey Garcia, right? So Mikey is like, well, I got to prove that I can hang at 147, so I got to fight somebody at 147, so he's choosing to fight Danny Garcia. Danny, on the other hand, is the same thing. He's like, well, shit, I got to get, I got to beat a name to throw my name in the hat for another title shot or whatever the case may be. So for me, honestly, this is not actually a bad fight, because Danny Garcia is not Errol Spence, and Danny Garcia has deficiencies and flaws that I believe that Mikey Garcia can exploit. But at the same time, I feel like Mikey Garcia shouldn't be looking to fight a fight like this just yet. Take a lower level fight so we can see where you are mentally, see where you are even physically also as well. You know, take a lower level fight. It's like, and I hate to say this, but this fight makes it clear to me that Mikey's at that point where he is chasing money. And that's just how I feel. Because
well, we have our first disagreement. Go ahead, though.
Okay, all right, cool. I just feel like this is something where, Mikey is chasing money, and he's now this type of fight, you're chasing money in the fight that you have a very high probability chance of actually winning. Okay. Yeah. But at the same time, I just feel like because of the way you got beat by Spence, it wasn't close. If it was close, I wouldn't be upset with this. It wasn't close, dog.
Right.
Spence actually put in a lot of people's minds that, May, dog, not only can you not hang at 147, you ain't gonna win a title at 147. Right. So, and or it could be a situation that Mikey just, he wants to fight top level competition, and he can't, like right now, everything is locked up at 140. So if he goes back to 140, he ain't gonna have nobody to fight down there. But I still feel he should take a interim fight just to see where his mind and his body is before he try fighting another one of these top dogs. And I know we disagree. I just seriously feel like, yo, man, I think Mikey's chasing. He's chasing money, and he's just taking these fights because he's like, hey, man, shit, they want to pay me all this money. But now, again, this is a fight I think he has a higher probability cause of winning, man. What you think, Prod?
Well, let me address what you said. I get what you're saying. It's a money fight. Hell, I think the Errol Spence situation was a legacy and a money fight, right? But at the same time, I can't sit here and say that he would have got paid less money for fighting Lomachenko. I think he was sticking more under the PBC brand, keeping the money in-house. And I think a lot of his management, and of course, Al Heyman, his advisor, has something to do with that decision, right? And I think that's just what this is. I think Mikey Garcia was looking at 135. He was like, not too much PBC there. 140, not too much PBC there. 147 is where it's at. I think that's what ultimately leads to the decision of Mikey Garcia wanting to stick around at 147, because the fucking PBC, I mean, literally, they run 147. Like PBC, it should be, the goddamn division should be called 147 PBC. You know what I'm saying? You got 135, 140, 147 PBC, 154. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it should be called, right? Hell, 154 probably should.
I'm about to say 154 PBC.
Yeah. Exactly. But Mikey can't get to 154. He's too small for that division, right? So 147 is where it's at for him. If he wants to get paid, if he wants to define his legacy, it's 147. You see what I'm saying? That's what I think leads to this decision. Now, my man, Christopher Tom. Shout out to my man Christopher Tom. I hope you heard me say that shit, because that motherfucker always be hitting me up. Y'all going live, y'all going live. Then when I look in the chat, this nigga ain't here. So I hope you heard what I said. But he made a good point. He said, hey man, I thought y'all was saying that Mikey should avoid 147. And what I had said was, for him to respond to this, I had, posted this article that we wrote about it. And I said, I like this fight between Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia. He said, hey man, I thought y'all say he should avoid 147. Which one is it? I said, well, if your monkey ass listen, you'll hear in the other podcast that we did say Danny Garcia would be a good fight for Mikey Garcia. We also said Manny Pacquiao would be as well. But you'd want to stay away from Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. And I believe we said Sean Porter, because stylistically, me thinking right now, that's a bad matchup for Mikey Garcia.
Yeah,
exactly. But Danny Garcia is the perfect fight for a guy like Mikey Garcia. hey, if Mikey Garcia is still trying to be relevant at 147, Bo, you make a good point. He's scrambling because he took his first loss, right? And understand, Mikey Garcia was extremely confident in himself. Mikey Garcia was one of them dudes that legitimately felt that he couldn't be beaten. It wasn't a facade, right? It wasn't an act. He legitimately felt that, hey, nobody can fucking beat me. And I'll prove it. I'll jump 2 weight classes and beat who y'all call a boogeyman in the sport. He legitimately felt this way, right? And when you legitimately feel this way and you lose as bad as Mikey has or did, yeah, you definitely are going to get a little desperate because you're like, hold on. It's kind of like, you know, just like, though, it's like you playing a nigga in Madden. And before the game, you talking all this shit. Nigga, I fuck everybody up in Madden, bro. Nigga, I be online. Nigga, I go to anybody. Nigga, matter of fact, you pick the first team, bro. Go ahead, nigga. Matter of fact, you get first player controller. I'll take second, nigga, and still beat you, right? And then the nigga just whooping your ass all over the place. And you hit the reset button. You be like, hey, hold on, nigga, hold on, reset, nigga, reset. That's what Mikey's doing right now.
Yeah. Oh, man, this is not my team. This is not my team. This is not my team.
When I was younger, if you was me, you throw the controller and hit the reset button and walk out the room. You know what I'm saying? That's what Mikey's doing exactly. This ain't my right team. Hold on. Yeah. Let me show y'all that what happened before was some bullshit. I can still fight at this division. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're talking about Danny Garcia, because to be quite honest with you, that's the fucking fight they should have picked in the first damn place if they wanted to come to 147 and didn't want to take a tune-up. It should have been Danny Garcia, right? Adrian Broner, he had already fought, but at 140. Maybe a Lamont Peterson before he retired. They could have took him at 147, right? Lamont Peterson, Danny Garcia, they have the kind of styles that would have made Mikey Garcia look very good at 147, not Errol Spence, right? So that's why I say I like this fight, even though Mikey lost to Errol, and even though we both said that he might want to go back down to 140, I still like this fight because look, Danny's a guy that has a problem with boxers that box from the outside, right, and use angles and lateral movement. He has a problem with that. Why? Because Danny's a plotter. He's flat-footed. He likes to wait until you make a mistake so he can launch his hooks. That's his biggest punches, those left and right hooks, particularly what I like to call the no-look Magic Johnson left hook. That's the shit that he knocked Amir Khan out with, right? That's his best punch, and he does it a lot. He'll look down at the ground and throw the left hook. He's not even looking at his opponent. You know, straight up Magic Johnson-esque, right? That's what Danny Garcia does. So if you go back and look at the Keith Thurman fight, Keith Thurman was beating his ass because he was boxing him. When Keith Thurman stopped fucking moving and said, I'm going to try to knock him out, that's when Danny Garcia got his moments. You see? Yeah. Mikey Garcia has the ability to box even better than what Keith Thurman did against Danny Garcia. But my only problem is Mikey Garcia hasn't been fighting that way as of late. He's been kind of sitting in the pocket, sitting mid-range distance. He did it against Errol Spence. You see what I'm saying? Errol Spence actually outboxed him, something a lot of people didn't see coming. You see what I'm saying? So if he fights the way that he should fight against a Danny Garcia, it's an excellent fight given the style matchups and given Danny Garcia's low volume. Even if he doesn't fight from the outside and box, Danny Garcia is going to give him a lot of opportunities to win that fight. So I think it's a good move, man. I think he should fight Danny Garcia, and I hope the fight gets made. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right, man, we're going to move on to the next one. What we got next, man? I don't even know what we got next, bro.
Yeah, Gary Russell, and you got it.
Yeah.
This shit.
All right, hold on. Let me get this water, man. What's in the chat, man? What's in the chat?
We got a lot of shit in the chat. Hold on, man. We got a lot of shit in the chat. PBC and junior PBC division. The national history sells the fight well also. You know that a grudge match in regard, that's a grudge match in regards to fan. Exactly.
Yeah.
Danny is looking at your feet when he's setting up the left foot. Corey Cunningham, 3 Kings boxing in the building. What's up, man? What's up?
Hey, you know, Red Glove Militant had a good point at the top. He said Mikey also doesn't like Arum, and that's one of the reasons why the Lomachenko fight didn't go down. He's not a I mean, listen, I understand it. A lot of people are saying Mikey Garcia was ducking Lomachenko. Hey, that very well might be true. I don't know. But what I know as fact is that Mikey Garcia just got out of a 2-year what am I saying? What am I
2
saying?
years,
Disagreement.
Disagreement.
A 2-year disagreement, a 2-year issue with top-ranking Bob Arum, right? As soon as he got out of it, his career has actually turned around for the better. Why the fuck would he do business with that same guy that he just had legal issues with for 2 years? You see what I'm saying?
Well, not to mention the fact he already know going into that, Arum isn't going to try to give him, like, his accomplishments has exceeded, like you said, since him. So he sits at that table. He already know, hey, it's 70-30 if I pick this fight. And Arum is not gonna, concede that. He's a, he's stubborn as fuck. He ain't gonna concede to that shit. Why? Because he don't like you. Right. So he ain't gonna concede. No, fuck that. It's 50-50. How the fuck you think it's 50-50? You know everything I done done.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah, very
exactly.
Good.
Yeah, definitely the Texan. He said, I think it's a fight that will go the full 12 rounds between both Garcias. Absolutely. And there was a guy, shout out to my man, CB Sports TV. Very good dude, supports everything Three Kings Boxing does, man. Go check him out. He's got his own YouTube channel. He was actually commenting on this article on Twitter, and he said, he felt that Mikey Garcia would end up getting knocked out by Danny Garcia. I said, no, he won't. Mikey Garcia is the type of fighter that won't allow himself to get knocked out. Yeah. I said, Errol Spence, if anybody at 147 should have knocked Mikey Garcia out, and he couldn't do it. Not because he wasn't hurting Mikey Garcia, not because he doesn't have the power, because Mikey Garcia's heart and will and determination to stay in that fight. Again, he's one of those guys that believes he's one of the best fighters in the sport. So basically, this nigga's heart told him, we're not going to let you go out by knockout. You're just going to take this beating because you put yourself in a situation. We still going to try to land one punch. And he said this in the post-fight press conference. We're still going to try to land one punch. But at the end of the day, you're going to take this beating, dog. We not going out like that. So he's got the heart and the will to not let anyone knock him out. So I don't think that happens. And then Danny Garcia's got one of the best chins in boxing. I think Danny Garcia is top 5 in the sport in terms of chin. I've seen niggas hit this nigga with some hard, like Zab Judah hit that motherfucker with a hard ass, short, compact left hook, which is his biggest punch back when they fought. Danny got hurt a little bit and then kept doing what he was doing. Now, I seen Zab knock motherfuckers smooth clean out with that same shot. You know what I'm saying? And it barely phased Danny Garcia. So he's got one of the best chins in boxing. So most definitely the Texan, that's definitely going 12 rounds if that fight ever gets made. Let's see. Too Tough said Danny stops guy. People didn't think he'd stop. Yes, some at 140. However, if he catches him with an overhand right followed by left hook, who knows? I don't know, man. Who did Danny Garcia stop that people didn't think he stopped? I don't. I mean, Zab. I mean, did he even stop Kendall Holt? Bo? Ooh. I can't remember if Danny Garcia even stopped him.
Yeah, I don't remember if Danny Garcia actually stopped him.
I think he did late. I can't remember. Eric Morales, he's 100 years old.
Yeah.
What's his name? Brandon Rios. Brandon Rios already got stopped by Tim Bradley from a body shot. So he's already been stopped. Adrian Granados, B- C+ level fighter. You know what I'm saying? So man, I don't think Danny Garcia has really stopped many people that we didn't expect him to stop. Amir Khan, maybe that's one we didn't expect to stop. You know what I'm saying? Bo, you know what we need to do?
What's up?
Do your topic about what you heard about the PBC.
All right, man.
This is a bonus topic. Go ahead.
All right, so here's the thing, right? You got cats out here, and this is what I don't understand. For a very long time, as a matter of fact, since PBC started, we've been hearing rumors. It was especially from ESPN. Dan Raphael was talking about how PBC was going to crumble. It was in trouble, and all of this shit. And there always seemed to be a lot of energy, a lot of fucking energy when it comes to PBC and whatever financial woes it has, right? But I never see these niggas with that give that same energy when it was HBO. Okay, I never see. I don't see these niggas giving that same energy when it's DAZN out here spending money like wildfire. I don't see them niggas with that same energy. And that shit kills me and bothers me because at the end of the day, number one, why does it fucking matter? But number two, why would you even want that type of shit to happen?
Right.
Why would you want that type of shit to even happen? Because the reality is they got a lot of motherfucking fighters. They got a lot of motherfucking fights, right? Now, even if that's the case, I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't. Follow Three Kings Boxing. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Follow Three Kings Boxing if you want everything. I can't get that shit away like my man Prodigy say. Follow Three Kings Boxing. We'll update y'all. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that shit is true. If indeed, hey, we selling PBC, but doesn't mean PBC ends. No, it just means okay, they're selling it for whatever reason. That's no different than when Dana White sold the fucking UFC. Did Dana White leave it? No, he just sold that bitch for whatever reason, right? Maybe he sold it for a profit. Hey, maybe they see, hey man, PBC has made a profit. So guess what? I'm gonna sell it and make my profit, because that's actually what business motherfuckers do. They make something, when they double their money, they're like, all right, I'm finna get out because I'm kind of done with this and move on, whatever. But the bottom line is, why does that kind of shit matter? Why is that important? And if it is important to you, why don't you put that same fucking energy into other entities when we know they fail? HBO going. I have cats, dude. I've seen tweets from cats on some. Hey man, Showtime. You know, Showtime is finna fucking fail in boxing. How the fuck Showtime that have made millions of dollars from Mayweather? Okay, Mayweather Pacquiao made them tremendous amount of motherfucking money. Earl Spence just made them tremendous amount of motherfucking money. Deontay Wilder just made them tremendous amount. And I've always told y'all, the way the Showtime budget is based is totally different than HBO, because Showtime is connected to CBS, which is connected to Viacom. Their ability to generate money does not depend solely on subscription, which is what HBO's situation was, right? It was solely based off of subscription. Okay, well, Showtime ain't made like that. They ain't built like that. They budget ain't based off of that, right? But, you know, this whole obsession with wanting to see PBC come to an end, simply because, and I'll fucking say it, simply because it's Heyman. And motherfuckers don't like him. Motherfuckers don't like the fact that he don't talk to media or whatever the case is. Because I said, go ahead.
JMC said it better, because PBC is black owned.
Exactly. Is that okay? He's going like you got cats out here that don't like the fact that, hey, Al Heyman goes against, you know, it's funny because they was bitching about him going against the grain and paying fighters more money, but now DAZN is out there throwing money like water. ESPN is out there throwing money like water. And I don't hear motherfuckers talk. Matter of fact, correct me if I'm wrong, but at one point, I remember when ESPN was done with fucking boxing. You know what saved that boxing on ESPN? PB fucking C.
Yeah.
Y'all forget that. The highest rated show that broke a 20-year-old record on ESPN was Leah Santa Cruz versus Abner Mares on ESPN.
Yes, sir.
That motherfucker broke a record of views, right? So if you telling me you love boxing, if you telling me this is your sport, this is why I can't stand when cats have cliques and when cats have, you know, agendas, because the motherfuckers that be pushing that ain't never liked the entity in the first goddamn place. Exactly. You ain't never liked the shit in the first goddamn place, but yet you want me to believe, oh, I like boxing. I'm all about boxing. I'm all for boxing. No, the fuck you're not. No, you're not. You're all about likes. You're all about clicks. You're all about comments and views and engage. That's what you're about. You ain't about the fucking sport of boxing. You all about, hey, how many likes can I get? How many comments can I get here? Oh, how much attention can I get here? That's what the fuck you motherfuckers is about. You ain't about fucking the sport of boxing, because if you was, you would not sit here and glorify any entity. I don't like Oscar. Do I want Golden Boy to fail? No. Nope. I was upset when HBO fucking failed. Yep. Why? Because that's another platform for a nigga to be seen on. Exactly. That we don't get to see. Exactly. Okay. So, you know, this whole shit with getting on PBC simply because it's fucking Al Heyman and his black on hell. They used to do the shit to Don fucking King, and I remember they did it to him. This whole fucking shit with attacking them and all that's bullshit. Why? Yeah. Because Al Heyman, like, you want to attack Heyman, but Oscar De La Hoya can have racist emails on. But no. We're not only we're not gonna fuck with him, we ain't gonna even write about that shit. Right? Bob Arums can say Heyman don't want to work with a white person. No. We ain't gonna fuck with that. We can't fuck with that. You know, we know he wrong for saying, but we can't fuck with that. You know, that's some bullshit to me. That's some bullshit. And the mere notion that Top Rank had to leave HBO and run the motherfucking ESPN, okay? The mere notion that Golden Boy right now had to run the motherfucking DAZN, that should make all of us stop this bullshit right fucking now. Exactly. And if PBC is backed by Fox, if PBC is backed by Showtime, Why the fuck should I sit here and even contemplate believing that shit is there? Or even why should I even want to conceive that shit is fucking possible when they just gave me a lineup list of fights? Man, I'm tired of these bitch motherfuckers who really ain't about the fucking sport, always out here causing controversy just to get motherfuckers to click and like. Now, again, follow Three Kings Boxing. We'll give y'all the shit. We'll let you know, right? Because I'm not going to sit here and say whether it's true or not. But my thing is, I don't indulge in that shit. Why? Because it makes my sport of boxing looks fucking bad.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, it's killing my fucking sport. Motherfuckers ain't happy when Nike, if Nike put out a football, motherfuckers ain't happy about that. Y'all ain't happy about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't happy when OKC left Seattle. Y'all wasn't happy about that.
Yep.
You know, motherfuckers ain't happy that the New York Knicks team is sorry and ain't selling tickets. Motherfuckers ain't happy about that. Oh, but when it come to boxing and a black-owned motherfucker, oh no, we happy when it looks like they failing. I've been hearing about this shit for 4 fucking years since it started. When are we gonna fucking stop? When are we gonna fucking just say, hey man, let's just keep the shit about boxing. Get out your emotional ass goddamn feelings. And get into the sport of boxing. And if you can't do that, then shut the fuck up about my goddamn sport.
Lord have mercy. And you done blew up the chat too. Did that shit way better than I could have did it, bro. And that's saying something. My man Red Militant said, Bo got me saying, I love the sport. And if loving the sport is wrong, I don't want to be right. How many motherfuckers know what movie that came from? I'll tell you, Coming to America. Coming to America. Word up, man. You're 100 million% right, B. Nothing more to add on that. Only thing I will say is this. And I hate that some cats out there actually took this whack-ass news from this whack-ass dude that started it. I ain't gonna get this nigga no publicity. No. But if you want to see who it was, his name is in the chat. The rumor was started by this whack-ass dude, and I saw this shit earlier this morning. Now, people got to understand this particular dude hates PBC. Always has hated PBC. He's one of the guys that would always come out and put out numbers. Oh, PBC sucked on this event. He'd be the first one to try to say PBC was terrible at a certain event. PBC sucked at this event, or PBC's not making the right fights. PBC's not doing this. PBC's not doing that. He's been doing it since PBC fucking started. Okay. Now he comes out with this information. Now,
but he does it for attention. That's what pisses me off.
Right.
And I know that for a fact because when he made he made a previous tweet and he even said it the next day. Oh man, I got a lot of likes and a lot of comments on my tweet. I remember fighters and trainers was going there to me, man, what the fuck is you talking about? So he does that shit for. Go ahead, man.
No, you good. I'm listening.
He does that shit for attention, and then you got these beta male bitch ass motherfuckers that so-called call themselves liking the sport, pushing that fucking agenda about shit, backing that bullshit up, and then they go out here and they infest the motherfucking boxing community with their dumb shit and they fucking bullshit. And I swear to fucking God, if I ever catch one of these motherfuckers at a fight, I'm gonna corner your bitch ass, and I'm gonna say, yo, dog, what the fuck is your problem with the sport then?
The funny part is he will do it, and Bo will do it in a nice manner. You know what I'm saying? He will actually, Bo's one of them gnats. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I like having him. He will be around your ass until you fucking say something to him. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I believe exactly what he says. He would, but this is the thing, Bo. You won't see him at any of those fights. You'll see him at the fights on the undercard app, fights nobody really goes to. You'll see him there. If we end up going to one, if we decide we're going to go to one of those. But if we're talking about the major fights, he's never there. He never goes to those, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, we ain't going to be there too tough. We're not going to make that one, brother.
No, we can't make that. We got to save up for another fight, dog. We can't tell you what it is. Follow Three Kings. Y'all to find out where we are. Y'all never know where we might show up. We might be
we might show up
on y'all niggas.
Yeah, we might show up on y'all, man. But at the end of the day, you got to remember where the source comes from. And like I said, I can't stand. And a lot of these YouTube niggas I don't respect anyway, to be honest with you. I don't fuck with YouTube cats, man. I respect cats that respect us. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I hate that these motherfuckers took this information and made videos about it. You know what I'm saying? Something like that comes from this particular source, you don't even acknowledge it. You just laugh at the nigga and move on. That's what I did when I saw it early this morning. I laughed at the goddamn post and moved on. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what he's about. I know what his agenda is. This is like ESPN basically saying that, Errol Spence ducked Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Well, ESPN would say that because they're in bed with Top Rank. You see what I'm saying? This is how credible the source is. Okay. Secondly, this motherfucker don't never break no news, right? He may say some numbers. Sometimes his numbers are correct. Most of the time they're skewed. That's what I only know him for, is numbers. But at the same time, he would always talk a lot of shit about PBC and the numbers. You see what I'm saying? So that's what lost me with him when I first knew of this person. All right. So at the end of the day, man, when y'all hear shit from this particular motherfucker, just move on, man. It's probably bullshit.
Wait, let me add one more thing too, man. He's also a motherfucker whose opinion change per who's paying him, because this particular motherfucker was clowning Terrence Crawford numbers for his fight against Postile. Now this same person, when Crawford fought Khan, said, "Oh, the fight only did 190 buys, not bad for not having a Mexican on the card." Why? Because now that entity is paying this nigga. See,
right. Hey, Red Glove Militant, we got at 3 Kings Boxing on Twitter, at 3 Kings Boxing on Instagram, and 3 Kings Boxing is a website. It's a boxing information, news, and interviews website. So that's what we mean by follow it. Follow the website, follow the Twitter, the Instagram, and on Facebook. We everywhere. That's what's up, Too Tough. Hey, man, Bo don't drink, but yeah, I'll definitely be on that with you.
I don't know. After Vegas, motherfucker, I might have to turn up.
Hell yeah. All right, man, let's go ahead and move on to another one, man. That was a little bonus one we have for y'all. Appreciate you, Red Glove Millicent.
Man, I appreciate you letting me get that out, man.
Yeah. Gary Russell Jr., man. All right, so we know that he's fighting on the undercard of Deontay WIlder versus Dominic Breazeale this Saturday against Kiko Martinez. If you notice, you look in the description of this video, I have fight breakdowns and predictions, but I ain't got Gary Russell's whack-ass fight on there. There's no reason to break this fight down. Gary Russell destroys Kiko Martinez. Here's the bigger thing, though. He said when this year started that he was going to fight more than twice a year, or at least this year. He was talking about 3 fights this year. He wanted the 3rd fight to be a unification. Did he fight once? I think he fought once this year, right? Or is this his first fight? I can't even remember,
I think
bro.
This is his first fight, man.
I think this is his first fight, too. So with this being his first fight this year, and we're already in fucking May, doesn't look like he gonna get 3 fights in. All right. Kiko Martinez has already been beaten up by Leo Santa Cruz, Carl Frampton. I mean, Kiko Martinez is like almost a prostitute at 126. Everybody done had a turn. You know what I'm saying? Everybody done knocked it down and, moved on, right? So this fight right here doesn't mean shit to me. I don't care where Kiko Martinez is ranked by the WBC. I haven't looked at the rankings. I really don't care. It's a bad style matchup. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, with 126 having all these fucking champions, right? And then you got Gary Russell, who holds the most prestigious belt out of the 4 champions. You got Leo Santa Cruz, him, Josh Warrington, and Oscar Valdez, right? With him holding the most prestigious belt, and then him saying that shit in January, talking about he gonna fight 3 times this year, he wants the last one to be a unification. I would assume Gary Russell Jr. needs to do something soon. He needs to do something fast. What do you think about this, Bo?
I think Gary Russell Jr. is the most skillful and talented fighter who is not on the name, who is not up there with a lot of these other fighters today as far as marketing as a superstar in boxing. And the reason being is because of his inactivity. Now, go to 3 Kings Boxing. I wrote the article on it, okay? Gary Russell did address it, saying that none of the fighters want to fight him. None of the promoters want to put their fighters in there with him. Right. Okay, as true as that may be, there's motherfuckers ranked outside the top 10 that will love an opportunity to fight you. The one very good thing that they did with Gennady Golovkin, right, was when other motherfuckers didn't want to fight him, they found someone to put in the ring with him. Why? Because as long as he's in the ring, he's fighting, he's knocking motherfuckers out. It keeps the conversation of, yo, man, how come he ain't fighting this guy? How come that guy ain't fighting him? How come that dude ain't fighting him? It was the same thing that plagued Rigo. Quigg, Frampton, Santa Cruz, Mares, they was all able to duck him. Why? He wasn't fighting enough to make motherfuckers say, why ain't you fighting him? Why ain't you fighting him? That's what's happening with Gary Russell. A lot of cats don't know that Leo Santa Cruz weaseled the fuck out the fight. He figured out a way to weasel the fuck out the fight. Right? A lot of cats don't know that. The WBC ordered him to fight him. Right? Leo Santa Cruz weaseled his way to fuck out the fight. And ain't nobody saying them because Gary Russell isn't active enough for motherfuckers to be on his side. So as talented, and I mean, Gary Russell is ultra fucking talented. He really is. Like, he's one of them dudes, dog, that really should be on, like, we should be talking about Gary Russell on the fucking pound for pound list with his skill set and his ability. We should be talking about him on the pound for pound list. But he don't fight enough to warrant the conversation. So the fact that he only fights once a year, regardless of what Gary Russell says to me about promoters and fighters not wanting to fight him, I'm sorry, Gary. At the end of the day, dog, you can't sit there and tell me that you play a role in this because maybe you don't get the fight you want. You be like, fuck it, I ain't getting the fight I want, then fuck it. Right. And now this goes back to what I will say is indicative to the fact that yes, sometimes Heyman does overpay these guys because they'll take that attitude. If a cat wasn't making $1 million in a fight and he was only making 200 grand, he fight a fucking again. Right. Like, I got to fight again. You know what I'm saying? But if you getting 800,000 or $1 million, to fight a Jojo Diaz or who the fuck, then you can have that kind of attitude. So that part of that conversation, I've always felt like, man, when this is why a lot of guys don't fight, because when you overpay motherfuckers, it's just like a dude that exercise, right? Now you exercise, okay, and you're eating proper food. Well, when you start eating junk food, it makes it harder for that nigga to get up and go exercise. Right. You know what I'm saying? When you start eating candy, and trust me, because peanut butter M&Ms and Prodigy can tell you that's my weakness, nigga. Right? That shit is my. We was at the store. He had to grab the bitch like, damn, man, how many of these motherfuckers you gonna eat, man? I can't help it, dog. That's my motherfucking weakness, right? Nigga was punching me in my stomach in the elevator. This nigga's stomach is the only nigga I know with a big stomach that's made of steel. Right. But that's what happened. So, when same thing with Floyd. When you start giving these motherfuckers, Floyd buying his fighters cars and being cool with him and shit, and now you got a bunch of motherfuckers stuck around you that even if they are good fighters, not good fighters. Why? There's no incentive. There's no push for them. And that's what happens. That's what's happening with Gary Russell, because I refuse to believe you're telling me that you can't find anybody out of the 3 years since 2015, you won this title, to what that you couldn't have just fought just for the sake of keeping your name out there?
It wasn't about that. Remember, he was out there inactive because at one point in time he said, man, I'm just gonna focus on my little brother. Now it's not, he's got there's like 15 of these fucking Gary Russells, but the one that he was focusing on was Gary Antoine Russell, who will also be on the undercard. So will Gary Antonio, or Antoine spelled a different way. I don't even know how to keep up with these niggas, but there's 3 Gary Russells on this goddamn card. You know what I'm saying? But the Antoine one is spelled Antwune or whatever. He's the one that he was focusing on, and that's why he was inactive. You know what I'm saying? So
for me, man, at the end of the day, Gary Russell got to do something now. It's May, so he could fight May, then maybe again in July, August, then hopefully by the end of the year in December. Hopefully. But I agree with you, dog. Gary Russell should be. This is a dude that's wasting his talent away, and Gary Russell literally easily could be on the pound for pound list if he was fighting more, man.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Listen, man. I think my man Corey said it, or not Corey, Too Tough. He said a very good quote from your favorite fighter. He said it's hard to get up at 4 a.m. and satin sheets and silk PJs. Absolutely. That's a beautiful quote, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And Bo, you make a good point. We've heard, man, you've been killing this motherfucker, man.
I'm overdue, man. I'm overdue.
Yeah. Bo been killing this podcast. I'd have said, Bo, you make a good point like 8-9 times already. But you do, man. Like, it's when you overpay them fighters, because we've heard this plenty of times. Heyman is overpaying his fighters. You know what I'm saying? Look, Ishe Smith was a guy that's making a whole bunch of money. I mean, he was talking about he made $1 million. You know what I'm saying? And in a particular fight, or he made close to $1 million, in a particular fight. And this is Ishe fucking Smith. You know what I'm saying? He's saying he's well taken care of. He doesn't have to worry about anything anymore. You know, of course, he's with TMT, but TMT and Al Heyman, they work closely together, Floyd and Al Heyman. That's really one banner. TMT, PBC, that's really one banner
Floyd
at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Floyd even said that, exactly. So, you know, Ishe Smith was taken care of by Floyd and Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? And this is fucking Ishe Smith, for God's sakes. So they are overpaying their fighters. And you're absolutely right. When you do that, fighters like, shit, I ain't got to put my goddamn head in front of a fist no more, dog. I got money. Fuck that. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So
Maidana did it.
Oh, my God. Maidana's a very good example. Very good example. You know what I'm saying? Shit, Maidana, he did it so badly that he said he was going to come back, train for 2 days, and said, man, fuck this. I'm going back home.
How much is the bank? $7 million? Yeah, I'm going back home.
That motherfucker signed the deal and everything. Bro, he signed the deal for, I think it was 1.5 for 3 fights or something like that. 1.5 million guaranteed for 3 fights. He signed that deal and turned that down because he had more already at the crib. You know what I'm saying?
No shit.
So that was a perfect example. And you're absolutely right, man. It's Gary Russell could be one of those guys that if he was active, if he was actually fighting, and he was fighting the fights he should have been fighting, yeah, he could have definitely been on the lower tier of the pound-for-pound list. At 30 years old, though, man, he's going to have to be active. He needs to tell himself, all right, do I really want to take this shit seriously, or do I just want to step back, and train my brothers? You can't be in between at 30 years old now, dog. The first time he said this was 2 years ago against Oscar Iskandar, okay? Before the Iskandar fight. He said, hey, I'm training Gary Jr., or Gary Antoine, Gary, whatever, right? I'm training the other nigga named Gary, right? You can't go back and forth at 30 years old. Now you got to make a fucking decision, dog. You got to make a fucking decision, all right? Now, somebody in the chat said Leo Santa Cruz was ducking Gary Russell Jr., and I think, Bo, you mentioned that he weaseled his way out of the fight. Remember, the fight was supposed to happen on the undercard of Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury.
Sure was.
That fight was pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered. There was a few things that needed to work out. What happened was both fighters didn't think they had enough of a training camp in order to get ready for the fight, in order for the fight to actually go through. So it fell through, right? But it was going to happen December 1st, 2018. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think Leo Santa Cruz is ducking Gary Russell Jr., or else negotiations would have never gotten that fucking far. The thing is, what Leo Santa Cruz is, I believe he's like, yo, I'm trying to fight somebody, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know where this motherfucker's at. You see what I'm saying? Gary Russell Jr. only pops up once a year. Oscar Valdez is being held by the WBO. You know, what's his name? Josh Warrington's caught up in a mandatory with Kid Galahad, right? So where am I supposed to go? You see what I'm saying? So that's why Leo Santa Cruz is calling out Tank Davis, and Gary Russell Jr. is calling out Tank Davis as well, ironically. But that's why he's calling out Tank Davis. That's why his dad's in the media talking about, hey, we moving up to 130. That's why they're saying this shit. I don't think he's ducking Gary Russell. Gary Russell ain't active. The fuck? Like, you can't get a nigga that's not active to fight.
That's a very good point right there. Yeah. That's a very good point.
Exactly. Word up, we degree. Appreciate you tuning in, man. But yeah, man, that's the problem. But the thing is, Gary Russell Jr. is this in essence. Gary Russell Jr. is probably the biggest disappointment in boxing, and that's even more than Adrian Broner. And the reason why I say that is because he is very talented, like you said, pound for pound talent, but he's wasting it. And he's not wasting it because there's a situation, he had legal issues, kind of like Paul Spadafora is another disappointment, right? But his disappointment isn't because he's mentally, he's not mentally there like Ika Biabuche, you know what I'm saying, or Paul Spadafora, anybody else. It's just because he's lazy. He just doesn't want to do it. That's what makes it worse than any of those other guys. You see what I'm saying? All right, man. Bo, go ahead and take that last one, man, before we get into these predictions.
All right, man. So Bob Arum claims that the monster Naoya Inoue will be under his banner after the WBSS tournament. Let me say something. Okay, let me say something. Now, this is where, right? Because again, on this show, we don't give a fuck who you are, right? But this is where I want to take my hand. Matter of fact, hold on. You know what? I got a surprise for y'all. Fuck it. I got a surprise for y'all. All right.
Oh, hell no.
Y'all see that? 3KB. I rock that. It's real over here. It's real over here. Right? So this is where I want to take an imaginary thing, and we're gonna say this is Heyman's head, and I want to do this.
Hold on. If y'all hold on, before you do that, if y'all ain't looking at the screen, look at the screen. Bo's on the screen. Go ahead, Bo. What are we gonna show him?
3KB. This is where I want to take Al. I just want to take Al Heyman's head. This is head, and I want to do this. Because somebody should have been over on PBC, should have been on motherfucking Naoya Inoue. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do Eddie Hearns too.
You should do Eddie Hearn, because the funny part is Inoue has been fighting on his own.
On his own. Matter of fact, Golden Boy. Hold on. Let's not leave Golden Boy out. So how the fuck all these motherfuckers?
Hey, you should do Golden Boy like you did, because Inoue fought on HBO. But
wait a minute then. Hold on. Let's get busy with that one.
Hell yeah. Golden Boy.
All that shit, goddamn.
Exactly.
All that shit. Why nobody jumped on this? I don't know. Naoya Inoue has been on the lips of damn near everybody for a long time. He's high on my he's in the top 5 on my pound for pound list. This dude is the monster. This is the guy, I believe, he tied Lomachenko's record for winning so many championships in so many fights. Okay, this is a dude that over in Japan, which is a total, Japan is a totally different market. That's money over there. Okay, that's why Floyd went over there and fought that dude for $100 million. That's why they rule the lower weight fucking division. That's an untapped market. And all these motherfuckers are sitting on their head like, I'm good here. I'm good. No, motherfucker. Boxing is about evolving. You always got to have fresh blood, fresh talent in boxing to keep it growing. Okay, because at some point, Earl Spencer's going to get old. Okay, Jared Hurd just took an L. We don't know what he's going to be, but fighters get old. Fighters start losing their appeal. All right. At some point, that's going to happen. And this is where I give Bob Arum a lot of credit. He finds a way, dog, to keep his product fucking moving.
Right.
He finds a way. He had Pacquiao. Okay, Pacquiao, bye. Go, motherfucker. Cool, no problem. Wheels keep running. Hey, Lomachenko, Terrence Crawford, pick up the slack.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Lomachenko, hell, ESPN, give me a contract to where it ain't even about me making money just off fights from me, but I am the control of all things boxing over here at ESPN. So it ain't even about it got to be a top rank event. It could be anybody motherfucking event. I'm gonna make some money. See, yep. He finds ways to keep shit fresh, and that's the problem that you have. De La Hoya is banking so much on Canelo. If Canelo takes a defeat or gets old, you're done. Okay, so where's what I'm saying? So where's your next star at?
Ryan Garcia.
Really?
That's a day thing. I'm just saying.
Okay. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Now I will give Eddie Hearn some props as far as this is. He's been able to revitalize Cat's career, like Andrade and right now he has Joshua and Tevin Farmer. So he has been able to revitalize, motherfuckers' careers. But when it comes to Heyman and PBC, I don't see them making no kind of move to show me that there is a long haul or that there's thinking about the future by letting you're looking at, dude, you got 2 tournaments. You got 2 WBSS tournaments going on right now, dog. And you got to look at these guys in these tournaments or coming out of these tournaments and say, hey, man, we got to start scouting. Like I've said it before, Top Rank does an excellent job of fucking scouting. They have the best scouting team I've ever seen in my goddamn life. And they go out and they know how to get these talents and they know how to make these fighters. And say what you want about cats leaving Bob and all of that, but regardless of how he treats you, but when you leave Bob, you have a name. You got something you can build off of. You ain't leaving the fucked up and broke. So this is major, especially if now we know he wins the WBSS tournament. Dog, this is fucking major if he goes to Top Rank. And honestly speaking, that lower weight division, I can see them running the tables because I think right now top rank, you got they got some play at 175. What other division? I'm trying to think. 130. No, 135. So they got 175, 135. And then if they get Naoya Inoue, dog, they can lock up 118, which is undoubtedly one of the best divisions in boxing if you really know boxing.
Well, they can also lock up 122 if they get what's his name, Emmanuel Navarrete, because Ryan Burnett right now is 122 and 118. And that's where Naoya Inoue will be as well, 122, 118.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. Yep. Emmanuel, if they lock up Emmanuel Navarrete, and those are some of the best divisions in boxing, man.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We already said we're going to smack him, Corey. Bar already smacked him in the back of his head.
Yeah, but Corey said Oscar like getting smacked.
Hell yeah. This is the thing, man. Like, not much I'm going to add on to that because you're absolutely right. Naoya Inoue has been on my pound for pound list probably for 2 years now. Maybe even longer than that, but probably it's safe to say 2 years. I don't understand how you don't seek this guy. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say maybe they did seek him. Naoya Inoue just didn't want to fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Remember, Top Rank just signed a Japanese fighter earlier. Guess who that was? Masayuki Ito, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Naoya Inoue saw that. Maybe he saw the they picked up in Ryan Burnett. Maybe he saw that they got Joshua Greer. You know what I'm saying? Who's at 118. I don't know, man. But at the end of the day, I just can't think or fathom that none of these other entities, even though Inoue had already been on HBO, he's been on DAZN. I just can't fathom that none of these fucking entities tried to get him, especially Matchroom, who is, Eddie Hearn is the ambassador for the boxing department for DAZN. I just don't see them not trying to do it. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they did try to do it. It's too much of a good boxer in the face of all these fucking promoters for them not to try it. So they did try it, I'm gonna say, but Naoya Inoue just didn't do it. He said, "Fuck y'all niggas. Y'all niggas ain't got nothing for me." You know what I'm saying? And Bob Arum and Top Rank. They have the reputation that a fighter like Naoya Inoue would benefit from.
Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Those other
they know how to build you. They know how to build you as a fighter, man. Exactly. I ain't gonna
lie. PBC doesn't have that reputation. PBC, for me, in my humble opinion, has reputation of making great matchups. Not necessarily building fighters, but making great matchups. You know what I'm saying? Matchroom has a reputation of basically putting good hometown events on. Hometown meaning UK. They still trying to tap into the USA market, right? But if you're a British fighter and you want to be pushed up the British circuit, go to Matchroom.
It's funny you say that. Not to cut you off, because when you said that about PBC, I was thinking like, well, wait a minute. I was thinking some names of some fighters, but I understand what you're saying as far as building. Like David Benavidez should be a bigger star than what he is.
Nigga, Deontay WIlder should be a bigger star.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so right, Deontay WIlder should be a bigger star than what he is. So yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying now about they don't do a good job of building, because the biggest flaw with PBC, even though the concept of they paying fighters, taking care of fighters, but the biggest flaw with them is they don't put everything a fighter needs around them. They kind of let the fighter do their own thing. And
right.
You know what I'm saying? PBC didn't build up Spence. Well, no, not necessarily, because Spence should be a bigger star. Like Spence should be a bigger star than what he is. Hurd should be a bigger star than what he is. Like Hurd is not on the lips of everybody's names. Like I don't see nobody saying, "Hey, I want to fight this dude. I'll make a lot of money."
Well, here make a lot of money. Spence didn't build up his reputation under PBC too tough. Spence built up his reputation because of the rumors that he defeated Floyd Mayweather in sparring. Remember that. And then also knocked out Adrian Broner. Errol Spence was already popular because of those things. People wanted to see what Errol Spence could do in the ring. When those rumors got out, when they got quote quote leaked, people were just waiting on Spence to get in the ring and show us something. And he has been since. That's why he's popular, not because of PBC. Jared Hurd is not popular, man. Jared Hurd's not that popular. I don't hear people talking about Jared Hurd like that. You know what I'm saying? The Charlo twins are villains. That's why they're popular, not because of PBC, and they're not even that popular. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the shit depending on where you are in Texas, goddamn right.
Yeah. But, well, no, that's not true, because based on what Blake said, Houston don't fuck with the Charlos like that.
Mm-hmm. No, that's why I said based on where you are in Texas, them motherfuckers ain't that popular.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why DAZN and the whole middleweight division is able to put Jamal Charlo on ice. He's not popular enough.
Yep.
Now, if this motherfucker was popular enough to the where he was bringing in all this revenue, then absolutely they would make Canelo fight Jamal Charlo, or at least, you know, Golden Boy will be looking at that. He doesn't bring in enough revenue. In order for him to be relevant, he's got to leave PBC and go to DAZN. That's not popularity to me. You know what I'm saying? Popularity means you can stand on your own 2 feet and motherfuckers will fight you because you bring in money. You know what I'm saying? But he's not bringing in money too tough. That's not money. 2 million viewers, that's not money.
2 million viewers watched Charlo?
Yeah, that's not money. Where's the money at? Where's the money at? Why are we sitting here saying that he's got to go to DAZN in order to fight for a middleweight title?
Yeah, exactly. He does. That's just the reality. He does.
If he's a popular fighter and he brings in the money, puts asses in the seats, then he can stand on his own 2 feet. I get that point made.
Well, but also to that 2 million people tuned in. Here's the thing about that: they might tune in because that's a good fight. But prior to that, I mean, how many people was talking about the Charlos? How many people was tuning into the Charlos? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, okay, you make a good fight. Like for example, Wilder did what, almost 350 or 400 buys with Tyson Fury. So if he was as popular as motherfuckers like to believe he is, then how come the Dominic Breazeale fight's not a pay-per-view?
Exactly. And also Errol Spence and Sean Porter's not going to be pay-per-view. That's my thing. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot more than just viewers that goes into this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've been to events where on TV that shit might look packed, but it really ain't.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So there's no money. Now, Errol Spence, like I said, he's popular because of Mayweather and Broner, that whole situation there. You know what I'm saying? It ain't PBC that pushed Errol Spence. That's why he's popular. But at the end of the day, like I was going, the direction I was going was, as Todd DeBuff said, and Mikey Garcia basically had reserves about this comment. Todd DeBuff said it plain and clear about 2 years ago. He said, Top Rank is an organization that builds fighters into champions, right? Then after that, there's pretty much no use for them after that. We build them into champions, and then we let them go. Let them free like birds. Mikey Garcia hated that comment, right? But Todd DeBuff was correct. That is Top Rank's, that's their MO. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you want to be a popular fighter? Come over to Top Rank. Look at Terrence Crawford, man. His pay-per-views are terrible, but he's still popular as fuck.
No shit. He's still so popular. Cats are arguing the counter offer of why he deserves the 50-50 split against Spence, who pay-per-views did better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's that popular, dog.
Hey, Too Tough, it's okay if you're trying to match. Remember, this is Domino's, nigga. This is Domino's, bro. Remember, it don't matter if you're trying to match wits, man.
It's space for me, goddammit.
This is Domino's, nigga. No, but yeah, you're absolutely right. But I mean, Vasily Lomachenko is popular and shit. Top Rank said, look, we're gonna bring you in and put you in there with Orlando Salido. Whether you win or not, point is, it's going to increase your value.
Yep. And nobody talked about his career being over too with taking a loss.
Exactly.
Cat only filled up a stadium of 8,000 and 10,000 people, and nobody's talking that kind of shit. If anybody from PBC fill up a stadium of 8,000 people, oh my God, this is horrible. They just losing money.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, at the end of the day, man, I think it's the best move for Naoya Inoue. And like I said, I don't see how those other entities didn't try to talk to him. I just think he said, I'm gonna go with them. They already signed a Japanese fighter recently. I'm gonna go fuck with them. And ESPN is also is the biggest network. That's another thing. That is the biggest network. I mean, you're going to get a lot of views fighting on ESPN, regardless of who you fight. You know what I'm saying? DAZN is still kind of out there. PBC has Showtime, but Showtime is premium cable. You see what I'm saying? They got Fox. They got to deal with ITV, but ESPN is where it's at. You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what Naoya Inoue was looking at. I think it was a good decision for him, man. I think it's gonna get him a lot of publicity.
My man Corey, Three Kings Boxing. Wilder is just not getting promoted. He got interviews on the NCAA tournament and appearances on the show Billionaires. Oscar probably would have done better with Wilder. I've always said
that too.
I've always said that about Wilder and about Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz failed a drug test and motherfuckers forgot about under Oscar. He like, hey, don't say nothing. WBA, kill that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit happened with PBC. Oh no, this fuck this guy. He fucking cheat. Fuck this guy.
Yep.
Shit under Oscar. Hell, even Ryan Bensky. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. My dude failed 2 drug tests. Y'all better put that motherfucker in that ranking. You know what I'm saying? So no,
Fox is nowhere near as big as ESPN. ESPN,
they're just not, man.
ESPN is owned by Disney, my brother. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, man. No, it's not even a contest.
No.
Yeah, Too Tough. He was with Golden Boy first.
Yeah, he was.
Believe me, that's how he got the Bermain-Stavern fight, if I'm not mistaken, was Golden Boy. If I'm not mistaken.
No, it was. Matter of fact, that was his last fight, contracted fight under Golden Boy, was that fight.
All right, man. Let's jump into the predictions real quick. So, first one we're going to say, Josh Taylor, probably one of the best prospects / contenders coming out of the UK. You got Josh Kelly, Jack Catterall. You got my man Joe Cordina. You know, you got Joshua Buatsi, Anthony Yard. Josh Kelly is up there with all those guys, better than a lot of them, right? He will be getting in the ring this Saturday in the semifinal of the WBSS tournament against Ivan Baranchyk, who is a motherfucking animal, dog. If you watched his fights, Baranchyk's a fucking animal, man.
Yes, he is.
He's the IBF champion, too, at 140 pounds. Dog, the winner of this fight sees your boy, Regis Prograis, in the finals, man. How do you see this fight playing out? Who's going to get to fight Regis Prograis?
Well, you know, full disclosure, interview coming soon. Regis said he actually want to fight both of their asses. He don't give a he want to fight both of them.
Yeah, I expect that from him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, it's funny because you can make the case for Isaac Baranchyk because Isaac Baranchyk brings something to this fight that Josh Taylor has never had to face before. Now, Josh Taylor did fight a Howard Davies, but Howard Davies, who talked about having that, you know, style of that get on you, that dog type style. But Howard Davies really was not a dog. Okay, let's just keep it. I'm just saying, like, he wasn't a dog to that extent that he was talking. Yeah. Ivan Baranchyk is that dog the way he's fucking talking, okay? Ivan Baranchyk, not only is he a dog, he feels somewhat disrespected that cats is talking about Josh Taylor and Regis and overlooking me as the IBF motherfucking champion. Right. Now, the difference between Baranchyk and Josh Taylor fighting Baranchyk versus Regis Prograis when he fought Relic is you knew that, hey, man, Relic, that Regis get the Relic, what happened. That's not the case here with Ivan Baranchyk. He's a much better motherfucking fighter. This dude, he loves fighting on the inside. You can hit this motherfucker with the kitchen sink. He ain't going no goddamn where. Right. He's mentally tough as fuck. Now, the only problem with Baranchyk is he still sort of have that Eastern European style where he keeps his chin up. He can be a little bit robotic. And I believe, like, for me, his footwork needs some major improvement. It takes him too long to get in position, then get out of position on the defensive end, which is probably why he get caught with a lot of counters, right? Okay. Josh Taylor, though, from just an overall boxing standpoint, he has all the tools he needs. The Josh Taylor, he has a very beautiful, excellent jab. Okay, he has very good footwork. He has very good punch placement. Now, the biggest knock on Josh Taylor is he still sort of shows that the amateurs inexperienced sometimes because O'Hara Davies was able to get to him a couple of times. O'Hara Davies is, like I said, I'm not trying to knock on him, but O'Hara Davies wasn't the polished work that he should have been before fighting him. Yeah. So. Yeah, right. You know, and then in Josh Taylor's the other fight, I saw him Josh Taylor can be lured into lackadaisical moments, right? And you don't want to have any lackadaisical moments against a guy like Ivan Baranchyk because he can jump on you. So this is an excellent fight because Josh Taylor got to come out and establish his game plan against a guy who is going to come at you and pressure you, and he's just not a pressure fighter that comes. Ivan Baranchyk is a pressure fighter that can actually box you and actually knows what he's doing. A lot of pressure fighters don't. Ivan Baranchyk is suddenly really out of position, even though his footwork is lacking, but he's not out of position where he can constantly keep that pressure on you and attack you. So Josh Taylor's going to have to use his legs, use that reach, use his better overall boxing ability because he's the better outside fighter in this instance, and he's going to have to use that over the course of 12 rounds, and that's going to be hard. If Baranchyk gets Josh Taylor against the rope, because Josh Taylor does what I used to refer to Lennox Lewis is when his back foot hit the ropes, he'll put his hands up and look to move instead of trying to move out first. Okay, you don't want to do that against a cat like Ivan Baranchyk, because Baranchyk, when he gets you on the corner, he can corner you and keep you there, and he's strong also in that aspect. So this is an excellent fight, man.
Yeah, it's an excellent fight. One I can't wait to see. Only problem is, I think Ivan Baranchyk is too one-dimensional for a smart fighter like Josh Taylor. You know what I'm saying? I think Josh Taylor is one of the smartest fighters in the division. He might be the smartest fighter in the division. Slightly smarter than Regis Prograis. Now, that's not me saying he beats Regis Prograis. That shit will come if Josh Taylor beats Ivan Baranchyk. We're going to break that shit down to the fucking white meat. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see that shit, bro. But I think Josh Taylor is definitely slightly smarter than Regis Prograis in terms of ring IQ. Now, here's the problem. Josh Taylor gives up his position at times. Watch the fight with Victor Postol. Victor Postol was a guy that we thought was done. Not because of Terrence Crawford, but because of the fight right after Terrence Crawford. He fought some European motherfucker. He looked very bad in that fight. If I'm not mistaken, he got dropped in that fight. If he didn't, that's fine. I just know he looked bad in that fight. A lot of us were saying that. Damn, Victor, Terrence Crawford fucked you up that bad. You know what I'm saying? But then he reinvigorated himself when he fought Josh Taylor to the point where the fight was a very close fight in my eyes.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
And Josh Taylor won by unanimous decision, and I felt like one or two of those scorecards are way too fucking wide. I thought that fight was extremely close. You know what I'm saying? A guy like Victor Postol, he's a very good fighter from the outside. Here's the thing, though. He was actually at times stalking Josh Taylor. At times. Not the entire fight, but at times. And he had success when he was stalking Josh Taylor. That's what I don't like. He gives up his position. Sometimes Josh Taylor is too dynamic for his own good. When you're too dynamic for your own good, at times, you end up doing things that may not be necessary, and that can be a detriment to what you're trying to achieve or at least trying to accomplish. You see what I'm saying? That is my only knock on Josh Taylor. Other than that, this motherfucker is the goods. Ivan Baranchyk is one-dimensional. I like the fact that he is going in there. He puts his head down. He's a bull, dog. And you pretty much got to be the matador, right? Josh Taylor's going to be a great matador, by the way. But anyway, he's a bull. Putting his head down. He's coming for you, right? You hit this motherfucker with the kitchen sink like Bo said, don't matter. He walks right through it. You know what I'm saying? If you watch the fight with Anthony Yiggett was boxing this motherfucker very well.
Yes, he was.
I mean, Anthony Yiggett is a nigga from Sweden or some shit, bro. I don't even know where he's from. Anyway, his last name is Yiggett. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Right? So we didn't expect much from Yiggett, but Yiggett actually he made a very good account of himself, dog. He had that big ass alien sitting on his face. You know what I'm saying? He probably would have did a little bit better. But see, here's the thing. With him being so one-dimensional and he's fighting a guy as smart as Josh Taylor, all Josh Taylor has to do is elect to box. Let that bull come to him and tame his ass. You see what I'm saying? I see that happening for 12 straight rounds, bro. I don't think he knocks him out, but I see that happening. And I think it was the Texan. That said, he said, what do y'all think about Ivan barely going to Freddie Roach for this fight? He says, is it a good pairing? It's a good pairing, but it's too soon. It's absolutely too soon. Actually, when I published the article with Ivan Baranchyk basically telling the world that this Saturday there will be no need for judges because he's basically saying he's going to knock Josh Taylor out, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I published that article and saw that Freddie Roach was his trainer, I was like, what happened to Pedro Diaz? Why did he switch from Pedro Diaz to Freddie Roach so fucking fast, bro? You know what I'm saying? It's or at least so late. That's what I want to say. It's too late to switch to Freddie Roach. Pedro Diaz is already preparing him for Josh Taylor. Back when everybody thought this fight wasn't going to happen, Three Kings Boxing was telling y'all this fight is happening. Hey, even the most reputable sources out there that you guys like to follow, that y'all been following for almost a decade or even decades more, right? They were saying, no, this fight's not happening. We were saying it was going to happen. Guess what happened? But anyway, Pedro Diaz was preparing Ivan Baranchyk back when people were saying this fight wasn't going to happen. So I'm like, why would you leave Pedro Diaz now? Unless it was some type of internal disagreement. You know, maybe Pedro Diaz pulled his dick out in front of Baranchyk's chick or something like that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And he just say, hey, we got to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I could understand that situation. But if it's not an emergency, bro, this is the biggest fight of your career. You got to stick with the same dude that you've been fucking with, man. Freddie Roach is a good pairing because Ivan Baranchyk is an all-offense type of fighter. And Freddie Roach is going to hone some of the offensive tendencies that he's good at. He's going to try to make him master them, correct? That's true. The problem is it's not enough time. You see what I'm saying? So really, you're still going to be doing the things that Pedro Diaz taught you because you're going to be doing the things that Pedro Diaz taught you, but at the same time, you're going to be trying to go away from that because you're with Freddie Roach, and that's going to fuck shit up. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You're going to be trying to implement shit Freddie Roach is teaching you, but you weren't in training camp long enough for him. So then you're going to fall back on the things that Pedro Diaz taught you, and that's going to fuck you up. That's going to mentally fuck you up. You see what I'm saying? So I got Josh Taylor on this one, man. I'm with my man Mike Wilson. 3 Kings boxing in the house. I'm with him. I think Josh Taylor takes this fight comfortably. In terms of the scorecards, I don't think he'll have a comfortable time in the ring. I mean, Barancyk's too much of a beast, but I think he takes it comfortably on the scorecards. There'll be some close rounds and stuff, things where we're looking like, damn, no, he got caught. How's he going to take that? But at the end of the day, I think he walks away with like one of those 117, 111 type scorecards, man. He'll face your boy Regis in the finals, man. Let's go to the next one, man. And that's on the undercard. We got Naoya Inoue versus Emmanuel Rodriguez. Of course, we talked a lot about Naoya Inoue just in the last topic. But what do you think about this fight, man? Manny Rodriguez, he fought one of the Maloney brothers. Is it Andrew or Jason? I think it was Jason Maloney.
Jason Maloney.
He fought Jason Maloney. Had a close fight, man. The Maloney brothers are good.
Yes, they are.
They're not Naoya Inoue.
They're good, but they just happen to be in the wrong division.
Well, one point is they're not Naoya Inoue. He had a very close fight with Jason. Very close fight with Jason. Some of the Australians thought Jason won the fight, of course. What do you think about this, man? Emmanuel Rodriguez is basically saying, we're going to win at all costs. This is his quote. Don't have a decision, knockout, we winning. Naoya Inoue is like, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out. Meanwhile, there was a little bit of beef between Naoya Inoue's dad and trainer and Emmanuel Rodriguez's trainer. I can't remember the guy's name. But he actually shoved Naoya Inoue's dad while at the media workout. He shoved him. You know, then got in the ring with Emmanuel Rodriguez, and he was saying some shit to Naoya Inoue's dad. Now, his dad is like a little feeble Japanese dude. You know what I'm saying? He's literally like 110 pounds soaking wet, maybe 5'4". You know what I mean? So he was kind of like, hey, what was that for? He had that look. You know, right? But see, Naoya Inoue is not that kind of guy. I'm thinking, man, Emmanuel Rodriguez's trainer just really put Rodriguez in a bad position by doing some shit like that, man. What do you think about this fight, bro?
Man, listen, man. The thing is, I like Emmanuel Rodriguez. Emmanuel Rodriguez should have the attitude he had because he's a fucking champion, right? So, because this is for his title. Right. Emmanuel, yeah, this is for his title. IBF, right? So this is for his title. So if you're a champion, I expect you to feel the way he feels. Hey, man, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. I'm going to whoop this dude's ass. You're supposed to feel that goddamn way, right? But here's the reality of it, though, man. I don't have enough confidence in Emmanuel Rodriguez's skill set and his discipline to think he's going to go in there and beat Naoya Inoue. And that's the biggest thing for me. You know what I'm saying? That's right. The biggest thing for me is I just don't think you have enough discipline and a skill set to get in there with a guy. Like if this had been Inoue that he was fighting that was early before, you know, back when we was watching him early in his career, back when we was saying, hey man, if I'm Roman Gonzalez, I'll fight this dude right now instead of waiting, then yeah. But now Inoue has fixed a lot of his things, and then you're talking about it. I
don't even think he beats that Inoue. Because that Inoue had already beaten Adrian Hernandez and Omar Narvaez. No,
Omar
I
Narvaez.
don't even think he beats that one.
Right, but now we're talking about it. No, I mean, look at what he just did to my man Juan Carlos. What was it, Juan Carlos Payano?
Yep.
This is the former world champion. He got in there. He blazed him. Same thing. Who was it he faced? Jamie McDonald?
Yeah, that's where he got the WBA regular title from.
That's where he got was off Jamie McDonald. And look in that fight, it wasn't even close. Like Jamie McDonald fought what's the cat name twice. The Japanese dude. We fought him twice, and Cats was like, man, that Japanese Tomoki Kameda. And people felt like, man, I won him. I felt like, man, Kameda won that first goddamn fight. What the fuck they was talking about? Right. So, but it wasn't even close when it came to Naoya Inoue. So there's so many things that Inoue does better, and there's a lot of deficiencies in Emmanuel Rodriguez. His balance sometimes be off. Sometimes you can actually literally catch Emmanuel Rodriguez, and this is crazy. Watch him. The dude, when he jabs, he goes forward with his jab. For the sake of my life, I don't get this. He goes forward with his jab, but he keeps his cover hand, his right hand, so far back away from his chin that he's wide open for a counter hook, man. Right. He's wide open for a counter hook, and he has a tendency of leaving his body exposed. You don't want to do that against a cat like Naoya Inoue, man. So I got Naoya Inoue winning this fight, and I'm gonna say it, man, by knockout. I think Inoue goes in there because Inoue is looking to make a statement. That's why he went in there with Juan Carlos Payano and put him on his ass. Inoue is looking to make a statement. And I think the minute Rodriguez gets hit and he feels that power, it's gonna be a different thing. What was that old saying Mike Tyson used to say? Hey, everybody got something to say until you get popped in. No, everybody got a game plan until they get popped in the mouth.
Right. I'm gonna tell you, man. Naoya Inoue is, in my opinion, top 4 best fighters in the sport. I'm not talking about pound for pound. I'm talking about skill. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker is it's ridiculous. I like watching Naoya Inoue, bro. He's one of the better fighters in the sport I like to watch. This is the same thing as the Josh Taylor-Ivan Baranchyk fight, in my opinion. It's going to be a fight where the winner was just too smart for the opponent. Naoya Inoue is just too smart for Emmanuel Rodriguez. Listen, and I had a little discussion with 147-pound contender Miguel Cruz on Twitter maybe a couple months back. Sometime last year. I had a discussion with him about Manny Rodriguez. And, of course, Miguel Cruz is from Puerto Rico, so he's running with his guy. And this is before Manny fought Jason Maloney. He said, man, Manny's going to be a big problem for Naoya Inoue. I said he's going to be a good challenge, but he's not going to be a big problem. You know what I'm saying? Inoue is one of those gifted, talented fighters that he can actually execute what he's thinking real time, kind of like Terrence Crawford. You see what I'm saying? I've seen Naoya Inoue evolve from being a fighter who was one-dimensional on the outside to actually being a guy who learned how to fight on the inside a lot better than he used to. You see what I'm saying? I don't see anything Manny Rodriguez can do in this fight other than stay on the outside and utilize his height and reach. But even then, Naoya Inoue has the stiffer jab. Like I said, he's a smarter fighter, so he'll be able to get inside of Emmanuel Rodriguez's jab. Also, Rodriguez doesn't even stay on the outside. He's actually a mid-range fighter. You know what I'm saying? That's why Jason Maloney had his moments. You see what I'm saying? Also, Manny Rodriguez can get caught on the inside. He's not a good inside fighter. You see what I'm saying? So both those things I just said are going to give Naoya Inoue the opportunities he needs to land on Manny Rodriguez. You see what I'm saying? I have Naoya Inoue stopping Rodriguez in 10. I think Rodriguez makes a very good account of himself, but I think Inoue is going to be too much. The guy never gets tired. On top of that, like I said, he can adjust real time. He's going to eventually stop this guy, and he will be facing Nonito Donaire in probably one of the easiest matchups he's had in a very long time. And then his contract with Top Rank will kick in because it happens after the WBSS, and they said they want to match up against Ryan Burnett. And that will be an excellent fight. That
would be an excellent fight. I could also see Top Rank going after Zolani Tate and making that fight later on. You know what I'm saying? That would be excellent. But yeah, my man Christopher Thomas is in the building. Latest.
Christopher Uncle Tom.
Yeah, he late. He been in here for a minute though. And I look back, he made a comment. He said that Prodigy had Inoue in pound for pound since before Kovalev fought Ward.
Right. It's been around that time. The first time, that one was at 2016 when they fought. Yeah, that's about right. Because I had Naoya Inoue as my fighter of the year over Terrence Crawford in 2014.
Yeah, I remember
I made a video about that back on an old ass channel I used to have. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of niggas is like, who the fuck is this Japanese guy? You don't know boxing. You know, they say dumb shit like that. But that was the year he became a 2-division champion in the same fucking year, defeated Adrian Hernandez and Omar Narvaez. I said, yeah, this dude is by far fighter of the year over Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that's when he was on my radar since 2013, 2014. So yeah, that might be right.
Shout out to Mike, 3 Kings Boxing. Mike said, one of my concerns for Inoue is they've been complaining about the cold weather. As far as Rodriguez, he had an 11-week, 77 training camp. Fellas, is that too long? Could he be stale? What do you think about that, Prod?
Yeah, I think there's a possibility he could have overtrained. But listen, Manny Rodriguez is showing me, in my opinion, based on the press releases that we've published on him, that he understands what he's going up against. And when you put too much stock into your opponent, you tend to be like, I got to cover all bases. I got to be perfect. I can't fuck up. And what does that lead to? Overtraining, right? I can't say if it'll leave him stale or not because I've never seen Manny Rodriguez in a situation where he was stale. I don't think Manny Rodriguez is an A-level fighter to begin with. I think he's a B- level fighter. And he's fighting an A+ level fighter, in between A and A+. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting a guy of that magnitude. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard for me to say that he'll be stale when I don't think he's that great of a fighter to begin with. But I will say, based on history, when you put so much stock in your opponent like that, and you're in the gym, you know, for so long. I mean, the nigga went to Cuba, for God's sakes, to train. He's not even training in Puerto Rico or training in America. He's training in he trained in Cuba the whole time. I mean, he went to Cuba before this date was signed, bro. Because I remember I published the press release. The WBSS didn't even have a date for these two yet. You know, it was a situation where motherfuckers was talking about, they were talking about, you know, possibly guys, you know, withdrawn from the WBSS at that time. And he had already been in Cuba training. So I don't know if it leaves him stale. In terms of Inoue though, complaining about the cold weather, I don't see anything wrong with that. Like I said, he's too smart of a fighter to let cold weather or anything else fuck up his game plan. So at the end of the day, if Emmanuel Rodriguez is reading into that, I don't think that would be the right thing to read into.
You know, I'm gonna say this about what you said, to piggyback off what you said. Another thing that can hurt you for having that long of a training is too much to think about. And as a fighter, you don't want to have too much. Like, boxing is fluidity. You have to be fluid with your movements. You have to be fluid with your thoughts. You can't have a second where you think to yourself, okay, I'm gonna throw the hook. No, wait a minute, the right hand, boop, and while you're thinking, motherfucker's tagging you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, fighters who are fluid, like Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is good because he's fluid. That's the reason why when he fought Wilder's thinking about what to do with Tyson Fury's fluid. That's why he had the success he has. Canelo and Jacobs. Canelo was fluid. Jacobs is trying to think of what to do. Canelo is just fluid. So boxing is a sport where you have to be fluid. You can't think about or have too many things on what to do. You have to be able to react and make that reaction be your first initial reaction and be the best initial reaction, or whatever the case may be. Then process it for later. When you overtrain, when you train that hard, you have too many things you're thinking about that's in your mind, and that sometimes can make it hard for you to truly focus on the opponent. You're so focused on what it is you need to do that you don't do wrong, that you're not focusing on what it is I do right and what it is my opponent does wrong. Right. And that can hurt you going into this fight.
I agree. So where you got it at, man? You don't be giving your fucking predictions, man.
I said no by knockout.
Oh, okay. What round, nigga?
ain't gotta pick a round.
I picked a round. I said round 10.
That's you, Umbo.
Oh man, that's host speak.
Oh, well, then shit. If you gonna put it like that, motherfucker, I say he gonna knock him out mid round between 8 and sometime after round 8.
Okay. All right, bet. And then the final one, we don't need to give a prediction on this. What I want to do though is, Bo, tell me what trouble Breazeale has to do to even compete in this fight, man. What does he got to do?
Just not get hit. That's the only thing.
Well, he's gonna get hit. That's not his style. He's gonna get hit.
Then that's shit. There's nothing else he can do. That's it. that's the only thing. I'm just and that's not a knock on him. That's Deontay. Don't get hit. That's the only your ability to be successful against Deontay is not get hit. That's it. Is to just not fucking get hit. Because Dominic Breazeale, unlike Tyson Fury and even unlike Anthony Joshua, when he goes down, we've seen when he fought Joshua, he went down, he goes down. So he doesn't have that resistance, that elite level resistance level just yet to take it and get back up. Hell, even Ortiz to take it and get back up. So if he goes down, that's gonna be it for him. He doesn't have that elite level recoverability just yet. So yeah, that's the only thing he can do for me is just don't get hit. And honestly speaking, and I hate to say this, but I think although a part of him taking this fight, I seriously believe there is a part of him from a mental stand, because maybe it's me, but the whole taking Wilder to court was some punk ass shit to me.
Yeah, that was some whole shit.
Yeah, that was some punk ass shit to me, right? Because you disrespect me and my family, two things happen. Number one of us is going to the fucking morgue. Fuck the hospital, nigga. The morgue. Okay? Because that's one of us is going to the morgue. That's number one. And the second thing that's gonna happen, your wife, mama, or whatever, gonna have to buy a black dress. Plain and simple.
Oh hell nah. Hold on. This nigga Too Tough said that nigga Breazeale looked like Christopher Williams.
Oh.
Hey, for you young niggas, if y'all don't know what that is, I'm pretty sure y'all seen New Jack City. That's that pretty motherfucker that got that damn knife through his hand and shit.
Pretty motherfucker. I ain't like your ass.
Yeah. Never liked you anyway. Yeah.
I like your ass anyway, right? Right. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at when I look at that, that's my only reservation for him is, hey man, all you got to do is just not get caught. But here's the reality of it. Like you said, he does get caught. He got caught by lesser fighters than Deontay Wilder. Amir Mansour, was catching the hell out of him. He got caught against lesser fighters, dog. So
right.
Yeah, right. Man. And then his footwork ain't the best. His movement is not the best. So no, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched him against Anthony Joshua. I watched him against Izu Aganu. I watched him against Carlos Negron. There's nothing. I'm with you. The way you beat Wilder is, man, you have to fight like Tyson Fury. And I said this before Tyson Fury fought him. That's why I thought Luis Ortiz was going to have a good chance to beat Deontay Wilder because of his footwork. Now, in that fight, Luis Ortiz didn't display the footwork that he normally does. I don't know what that was about. I think he felt.
Well, I do.
Go ahead. Tell me what that was about.
Age.
Okay. Could have been age. Could have been him thinking that he was just going to attack Deontay Wilder because Wilder has no defense. You know what I'm saying? If you attack the guy, the highly offensive fighter, the guy that relies on power, you get inside of his punches, then you won't really feel that power as much, right? You're going to smother him. Maybe that's what he thought, right? But if you're fighting like Tyson Fury, you're using superior footwork, you're giving angles, you're sitting behind that jab before you do anything, that is going to beat Deontay Wilder. In my opinion, we've already seen it happen. Tyson Fury defeated Deontay Wilder hands down, in my opinion. Okay?
100%.
Dominic Breazeale got to fight like that, bro. If you're not fighting like that, if you're standing, I mean, even what Gerald Washington was doing in the first 4 rounds, he was behind that jab, he was first, and he was moving. You know what I'm saying? He just ended up getting caught because he doesn't have that kind of footwork for 12 rounds. Dominic Breazeale doesn't have it either. He has the power, but he's still upright. He stands in front of his opponent. He doesn't giving you any angles. Doesn't have any lateral movement. He'll bounce from time to time, but that's when he's fucking resetting. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's good? Stay ready boxing. What's good, family? You know, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? He's still going to be right there in front of fucking Deontay WIlder on the center line, head not moving. He going to get caught. Mm-hmm. When did Anthony Joshua knock this motherfucker out, man? Was it round 8?
Was it? Shit. Yeah, but he had brutalized him the whole fight.
Yeah, he beat the fuck out in the whole fight. But see, Anthony Joshua is a calculated knockout artist. You see what I'm saying? He's a calculated knockout artist. He's not necessarily in there like, all right, I'm about to knock this motherfucker out. Nah, man, he out there, you know, going through the ropes, going through the motions, throwing a jab out there, maybe, you know, jab, 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 straight right, jab, jab, straight right, jab, straight right. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's about. Deontay WIlder on the other hand is like, I'm about to knock this motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? Like what he did to Breazeale. And the way that he's been talking, one thing about Deontay WIlder is this. He'll say some shit in the pre-fight presser, and he actually means what he says. Like he was telling Breazeale the same shit that he's telling Dominic Breazeale.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna kill your ass, nigga. They're gonna have to take you out the hospital and shit. All of that. And what happened? You got the nigga Breazeale doing the fucking limbo in the first round. You know what I'm saying? My nigga was doing hamstring stretches and shit, quadricep stretches. You know what I'm saying? That's what the nigga was doing. So that's basically what I expect Deontay WIlder to do in this fight. He's going to attack Dominic Breazeale. If he doesn't do it, then that's going to be good for Breazeale to be able to get off first, because that tells me that Deontay WIlder might respect Dominic Breazeale's power if he doesn't attack him. Or it could be Deontay WIlder just like, you know, I'm going to try to box this shit first. Not really gonna knock this nigga out. I want to punish him. Isn't that
the problem though? Because Breazeale knows Wilder's power. I don't think Wilder stood up to Luis Ortiz. I think Luis Ortiz is a much harder puncher than Breazeale, right? Breazeale knows Wilder's power. So if Wilder comes out and tries to jump on him, he's going to be hesitant. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah, but at the end of the time, you got to understand at this stage, if you're Wilder, you don't want to make any dumbass mistakes. There's a lot of fights out there for a lot of money.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And Breazeale is, even though he doesn't hit as hard as Luis Ortiz, he still hits hard enough. And remember, you can still get hit in one of them 3 spots. You already know what's up.
Very true.
Right. So you don't want to get put in a position where you're being too wild and you fuck around and get caught and there's an upset. You lose a lot of money if that happens. You lose a lot of publicity. Niggas gonna jump ship so quick, it's not even gonna be funny, B. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna jump ship super quick, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury gonna shit on themselves.
Yeah. Well, I can see them niggas laughing. They're gonna be laughing all over Instagram, all over Twitter. It's gonna be crazy, bro. So maybe Mark Breland is telling Deontay WIlder, hey, I know you want to kill this motherfucker, but don't be too overzealous. You know what I'm saying? He still has power. He's still got a powerful right hand. You know, get in, work the motions real quick. You know, get out there. You know, fill him out, then kill him. That's probably what Mark Breland told him. I guarantee that. So I don't think Dominic Breazeale can do anything. He can't fight like Luis Ortiz. He can't fight like Tyson Fury. And I think those are the styles that beat Deontay WIlder. So he's going to go out there similar to Gerald Washington. Might have a couple of good early rounds because Deontay Wilder's filling him out. Then he's going to end up getting caught and stopped. I got him getting stopped in the same round Anthony Joshua stopped him in, maybe 7 or 8. But it's a fight I really don't even want to see, bro, to be honest with you. I hope, man. Look, they talking about Luis Ortiz rematch and Adam Kalnaki. I don't mind the Luis Ortiz rematch. I don't want to see him fight Adam Kalnaki. All right. If Luis Ortiz or Dillian Whyte, man. I actually prefer Dillian Whyte.
I prefer Dillian Whyte as the next fight. I agree with you 100%.
We already saw Luis Ortiz. I prefer Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte has won 9 straight fights since he lost to Anthony Joshua. He's proved that he should get a title shot. I want to see that goddamn fight.
I want to see it.
All right, man.
Hey, man, I want to pay a salute to my man Prodigy. I did this for a reason. Check this out.
I don't give a fuck what I said, nigga. I don't get out of bed for
Yeah, that's my shit. I don't give a fuck what I said, nigga. That's my shit right there, bro. Hey, man, you know what I do? You know what I do? You know what I do?
So if there's anything we said that you don't disagree with,
I don't give a fuck what I said. I don't give a fuck.
You know that movie, man. You know what I do at times, man. Like I'll do the beginning of that movie and shit. My wife loves that shit, bro. She be dying laughing, bro. When that nigga Samuel Jackson, that nigga I can't remember his name.
Something Power, something Power or some shit like that.
No, nigga, that was not Clifton Powell, nigga. I was talking about the beginning of the movie, nigga.
Oh yeah,
I do the skit with Samuel Jackson for my wife. She laughs like crazy, bro. When that nigga shot the hardest nigga ever to be in Hollywood, nigga. Not the motherfucker that ended up killing Kane at the end of the movie, right?
Right.
And not his stepbrother. They stepbrothers in real life. It's funny because I used to say, damn, they always get these two niggas to play like the gang members. And then I looked them up and realized they're actually stepbrothers in real life. Remember the older brother on the wood? He was a blood. And he had, the nigga with the Jerry curl.
Yeah.
He's the stepbrother of the nigga that Kane beat the shit out of and Menace to Society. And then ended up killing him. Those two are stepbrothers. And they're always both in movies as gang members and shit. And I was saying one day, damn, they always get these two niggas, but they're perfect for the role. But then, and I looked them up and they ended up being related. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Okay.
Them two niggas not the hardest motherfuckers in Hollywood. No. The nigga that Tat shot at the table is the hardest motherfucker in movie business. In the history of movies, dog. That nigga had a gun to him and said, squeeze that. The fuck, I'm supposed to be scared because you got a pistol, nigga? I told your monkey ass I'll pay you when I feel like it.
Yeah. I just got out the pen, motherfucker.
Yeah. He said, yeah. He said, I just got out the joint. Now I told you I'll pay your monkey ass when I feel like it. And niggas start playing cards. Better suck my dick. I was like, that's the hardest thing I've ever seen in my life. How the fuck you gonna have a gun on you, bro? Now you know that's a movie. In real life, a nigga ain't gonna do that. Nigga would have been like, well, shit. Just like the nigga Ezel did. He said, you want some money, motherfucker? He said, nah, but here you go. That's exactly what that nigga would have did in real life, bro. Oh man, this is crazy, man. What's good, everybody? Chris Rayner, man. That's what's up, man. Appreciate it, man. You late though, bro. I don't like late niggas.
Nigga, we started late.
I know, right? Even though we be late than a bitch, bro.
Chris probably thought, oh man, they just started.
Word up, man. All right, man. What we got in the chat, man? Real quick. Give me like two of them out the chat, bro. Give me two of them, man.
Give you two. Let me look.
Oh, we got some good shit in the chat, man. It sucks they don't let you scroll all the way up. There's a lot of shit that people saying there, man.
All right, Mike, 3 Kings Boxing. Breazeale doesn't have the jab or the legs to fight like Fury unless he can land a big punch. Breazeale's getting knocked out.
Exactly.
Okay, inside or working outside like Fury is the only way. Can't walk straight in line towards him, which he will. Very good point. That was the text.
Can't walk. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said. Basically, he's going to be on the center line.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he's going to be on the center line with no head movement. Breazeale has no head movement, by the way.
No, he doesn't.
You know, I mean, this is an easy fight for Deontay WIlder. The only thing he has to make sure he doesn't do is get overzealous and end up getting caught. That's the only thing he needs to make sure he doesn't do. Other than that, man, if he stays smart, times the right hand, that's easy work for WIlder, man. All right, man, we're going to close this motherfucker out. Make sure you go to 3kingsboxing.com for the latest and greatest in boxing news information as well as interviews. My man Bo just interviewed Regis Prograis. That will be going up shortly. We put up the interview with Malik Hawkins. He's a 147/140-pound prospect out of Baltimore. Very good friends with Tank Davis.
Yes,
go ahead and check that shit out. And there's other interviews I need to fucking put up. We got an interview. Shout out to Pep Talk UK. That is our UK affiliate. They had a one-on-one exclusive with Bob Arum where he talks about the prospect of a Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence fight, talks about Tyson Fury, Deontay WIlder, Anthony Joshua, Wilder, Breazeale, etc. He talks about all the hot shit in boxing right now. It was an exclusive in the car interview. You know what I'm saying? Also, somebody, I think it was I can't remember his name. He doesn't come in here very often, but he mentioned Errol Spence possibly calling out Terrence Crawford. I was gonna go to that comment, but I forgot about it. Listen, he said something about Errol Spence is free now. Do you think he's going to call out Terrence Crawford? I don't think either one of those guys are going to call each other out. But in that interview that Pep Talk UK had with Bob Arum mentioned that he had talked to Al Heyman. And I nigga said Al Herring. God damn. I'm thinking about Al Heyman and Jamel Herring at the same time. But he did say that he had talked to Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, he said, I'm not at liberty to discuss what we talked about. But at the end of that, he said the fight will eventually happen. You know what I'm saying? So he's not in the media saying Al Heyman don't want to fuck with white people no more. So evidently there's some positive feedback that he got to where he don't want to say that shit no more. He's not on that train no more. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, go ahead.
There is some I just saw. Two-Tone Toledo 1965 says.
That's who said it. That's actually who said it.
He said, what about the tournament to duck Crawford?
But that's actually who said the comment that I was saying before.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's actually the guy.
Okay. Well, first of all, I didn't know there was a tournament.
Well, yeah, they're calling it a welterweight tournament with Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, and then they're trying to throw Mikey Garcia.
You know what I'm saying? That's not a tournament. That's cats fighting each other. That ain't a governing sanctioned body tournament. But at the same time, I'm trying to figure out, like, you guys keep saying duck Crawford, but Bob Arum only talking about one fight, which is Spence, and he only talked to Al Heyman about one fight, which is Spence. So,
well, I don't mind them calling it a tournament, but it's not a duck because it's Terrence Crawford's fault that he's not. Listen, man, it's unfortunate, but boxing is ran by the networks and whatever banner you're under. That's what it's ran by right now. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford's the one that re-signed with Top Rank, a banner that has no welterweights, only European welterweights. That's all they have.
Yeah,
you know, that's why he's gonna be looking at fighting fucking Alexander Besputin next, probably.
Or Kell Brook, remember?
Probably not even gonna be Kell Brook. I got some intel on that. It might be Alexander Besputin. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's his fault that he's in that scenario. He's in that situation. PBC's not ducking him. They're like, hey, we can make fights over here. Y'all niggas need to understand that y'all not the A side, and we're gonna show you by making great fights within the same division your guy is in without him.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Their whole 50-50 split. They're like, all right, you know, when you come down, holler at us.
Yeah. So. No doubt. All right, man. Follow us on Twitter at 3 Kings Boxing, Instagram at 3 Kings Boxing, Facebook.com where shit is really popping. We don't put a lot of things on the website. We don't put a lot of things on Twitter because of the video limit, the video minute limit, especially on fucking Instagram. It's only like 60 seconds over there. So there's a lot of videos. We go live and shit. We do a lot of things on Facebook that you don't see on the website or any of those other social media outlets. So go ahead and go to facebook.com/3 Kings Boxing and catch all the other shit that we don't put on the website. All right. Also, don't forget this podcast, Mr. Chris Rayner, 9:30 Eastern time, dog. Even though we start at 10. That's not the point. 9:30 Eastern time, 8:30 Central, and then of course 6:30 Pacific. All right. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Again, go to 3kingsboxing.com. The donate button is now in the description. I appreciate everybody who's donated up to this point. But until next Monday, or maybe earlier, you never know. Always check this channel. We might go live out of nowhere, bro. You never know. But until then, we out.